Let's get nasty on a Friday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. Appreciate everybody being with us today. 2:02, your time check. Brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. No Jamie today. Jamie's got the day off. He'll be back with us on Monday. Cardinals fall to the Diamondbacks 10-6 in the makeup game yesterday. We talked a little bit about it, you know, when the Diamondbacks had scratched across 4 or 5 runs before we got off air. Too many missed opportunities in the first inning, and then the pitching overall just it wasn't great yesterday. They allowed the 10 runs. Michael McGreevy, who has been solid, he wasn't terrible yesterday. He did go 6 1/3, allowed the 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, 3 Ks. Brule gave up 2 earned runs, and then Matt Swanson gave up 3 earned runs. So the bullpen got destroyed again yesterday. And despite scoring 6 runs, which I don't think they combined for 6 runs out in L.A. against the Angels, the Cardinals lose again. They're now 52-50 on the season. Carey, you posed the question for us in the office today about whether or not the Cardinals should be concerned with the fans' perception, or if they should just stay the course.
Yeah, I mean, the reason for that question, right? Every day we're on air Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. You can check us out, Fast Lane.
Tell your friends.
3 at least. Mm-hmm. We get texts. We get messages in the snake pits. We get texts from our text thread. And a lot of people are frustrated with where the Cardinals have been, let's say, the last month and a half, maybe just a month, but about 20 to 25 games. They've been frustrated with the 4-game losing streak to the Brewers. They've been frustrated with, how you lost to the Diamondbacks a couple of games ago in Arizona when you're up 7. Like, you've had your frustrations. And I have been of the mindset, this is exactly who they are, or who I thought that they were. Them having the success that they had to start the season was outstanding. It's been outstanding. You've got some answers to some really big questions that you've had coming into this year. But my question to you all is, with the anger and frustration that you're starting to see now from the fan base, do the Cardinals need to make a move, do something irrational, or do they say, no, we're going to stay the course? I know that Matthew Liberatore is struggling every outing. It's only 1 inning, but it's going to happen. I know Dustin May pitched really well at one point, but he's been struggling since. I get you. I'm watching it. I see Ivan Herrera. He's been struggling. We gave him a day off yesterday. It's frustrating. I understand. I understand the catching probably hasn't been up to par. But just ride with us. Or do they say, you know what, you're right. It's time to do something drastic and get this team into shape, ship them into shape, and make sure that we are doing what the fans need us to do so that we actually look like we're trying to win games, because I think fans think that they're not trying to win games, even though they are actually trying to win games.
All right, so let's break this apart, right, CD? And I'm pretty sure I already know, even though you posed the question, I know where you're at on this. But let's kind of dive in anyways. All right, the fans in any sport are essentially, they are your stockholders. They are the ones that invest in your company, or in this case, your team. They show up, they show out, they buy your products, they buy all your merchandise. Obviously, the ticket sales and the gate revenue and all that, highly, highly, highly important for a team like the Cardinals. So in some respects, you do want them to feel included and invested in their team. However, if you try to please the fan base, you're only pleasing a certain portion. You have fans that are diehard no matter what. They're going to always root for the Cardinals as long as there's players in the laundry. They're going to continue to root for the laundry, and they're always going to believe in their team. You also have, on the exact opposite side of that, fans who are highly irrational that decide they're not going for it because the Dodgers are going for it. The Dodgers are actually that's a team that cares. The owner cares about the fan base. So you have like both sides of the thing. You got the bleeding heart homers, and then on the other side, you've got completely irrational. It really doesn't matter what they do. They're going to poke holes in it.
Yeah.
How can you please both sides of that? You also have fans that are going to be kind of in the middle where they try to keep the big picture in mind. Yeah, the wins and losses plays on their emotions one way or the other, but they really truly understand the big picture. And I think that is the majority of your fan base. But if you try to please one side or, a couple of groups of your fan base, you're not going to please everybody.
Yeah.
So why even try? You have got to stay the course. Whatever the plan is in place, you've got to stay the course because you hope that that's going to please everybody in a couple of years. Mm-hmm. And the plan has been, since Chaim Bloom took over, fix the bloodline. Fix the things that are actually going to matter. Not the short-term gain, but fix the long, sustainable, easily definable things. The minor league system, some of the resources that they have, whether that's like the pitching labs and all that other stuff. So resources, coaches, max out your coaches, max out the scouts that you have, draft, develop, win. That is what the Cardinals' game plan has been, and I don't think that they should just decide to take a detour because they're, a half game out or a full 1.5 games out now of the wild card.
Tell me what you think of this. Chaim Bloom has done this to himself because he gave the fans a taste of being proactive in making changes to the roster. Nolan Gorman, Victor Scott, to make it seem like this team is trying to be competitive in 2026. He made those changes, and the offense got better at the time. You have not seen that really from a pitching standpoint. So now fans, not all fans, but some fans are wondering, why are you doing that, but you are not doing this? I'm confused. It looks like you're trying to make this team better from an offensive standpoint, again, at the time, but then you see Matthew Liberatore go out there for a stretch of games and look not good, and there has been no change. I wonder if he himself has done this, not on purpose by any means. He's just doing what he's doing. It's his job. But I wonder if the perception is, for some fans out there, that he was being proactive in one area. Why is he not being proactive in another area? And now look where the team is at.
So for that fan, I would answer that question simply by saying, when Chaim Bloom got here, this team was deficient in what area?
Pitching.
Like, severely deficient, depleted, non-existent in the minors, hell, in the majors in some areas, in some cases. So in order to fix that or rectify that, they had to draft the pitching. They had to trade away some position players for the pitching. What you had in abundance was position players. So when Victor Scott is performing poorly, Nathan Church is right there. When Nolan Gorman is performing poorly, Blaze Jordan is right there. You got Jose Fermin. You got a multitude of guys that can come in and replace the poor performing players quicker than if you have a depleted area, which was pitching, and now those guys are performing poorly. And so what you have to do is you have to wait until, and this is my opinion, you people can disagree, but you have to wait until those pitchers are at the level that they can compete at the professional level and not get screwed over, not be in a bad position. You don't throw them to the wolves just because you're pissed off, because then what you're doing is you're trading one problem for another problem that is probably going to last much longer than the current problem that you already have.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you're in a problem. You have an issue right now. You have an issue. But to go and throw that out and just bring up guys and say, hey, bring them up, you're potentially creating a greater issue than what you have right now.
I agree.
So you have to, and I know people hate this word, but you have to be patient. You have to wait it out. And you have to sit here, and it has to suck, and it has to sting. And you're like, but it's already been hard on me. Okay, cool. And now you have someone that is here to try to fix what the issues were. Because prior to this, the issues were not being fixed. They were just being patched, taped, putting a little scotch tape here, a little duct tape there.
Yeah.
You know, we'll screw this back in. It's falling apart. All right, that screw is stripped. No, don't worry about it. We're good.
Right.
No, don't worry about it. It's good.
Yeah,
And so
it's not good, man.
It's not.
How the hell are you going to get that thing out of there?
But here we are, and this is what it is. So for me, those are two totally different scenarios from what the position players were, what you were able to do with that versus what you are not able to do at this moment with the pitchers.
Yeah, you definitely don't want a Mike Myers situation. I think everybody remembers that against the Dodgers, an inning and a third. Gave up 9 earned runs. Wasn't a good outing.
No.
Wasn't a good pitcher for your system.
Well, I also think too, and maybe I'm comparing apples to oranges here, but when you think about teams in over the course of history that become so worried about fixing one area, believing that one area is going to be the difference between, you know, them being an average team and a true contender, those teams usually fail expectations. So in this case, I think what we're really talking about, guys, is the Cardinals being aggressive, fixing their bullpen at the deadline, and then everything's going to be fine. Is that really what we're saying?
That's what some people are saying.
Fix the bullpen at the deadline,
and
be aggressive, fix the pen, and everything will be fine.
Maybe a starter.
And maybe a starter. Okay,
It would help.
it's okay.
It
Certainly.
would help. I'm not going to lie. That would help.
It would, but I do think, again, that teams that become fixated on one part of their roster, thinking they only have one issue, they really ignore the bigger problem, which is that you can't play complementary baseball or complementary football or complementary hockey right now. It doesn't usually work that way. Hey, we got one issue. Nah, you usually probably have multiple ones, but you're trying to address the most obvious one, thinking that correlates to being a contender. It really doesn't. And I also think and Carey, let's reset things here. You said should the Cardinals be concerned with fans' perception or stay the course? There are many teams throughout the history of sports, not just baseball, where the fan base absolutely loved what the team was doing. My team's trying. My team's stealing all the headlines. Here we go. What team is John Mozeliak now running?
The Angels.
Why? Because they gave a ton of money to guys like Albert Pujols, Josh Hamilton, Anthony Rendon,
Mike Trout,
thinking we're good.
Didn't trade Shohei Ohtani.
We're going to keep Hey, we're kind of in it right now. We're going to keep Shohei. How'd that work out?
Yeah, he's still in LA.
I'm sure. Good point.
We'll see what happens.
You'll see him, Angels fans.
We'll see what happens with the Tigers. That they'll be a team to keep your eye out on.
Absolutely. Football. You want a football example? The then Washington Redskins under Daniel Snyder, notorious for stealing headlines and bringing in big time players. Albert Hainsworth, even guys like Bruce Smith and Deion Sanders, who are in the Hall of Fame, brought them in toward the end of their careers. Adam Archuleta, as we all know here, that was another guy I think they brought in at one point, gave them big money.
Yeah.
And didn't have the full scope of, you're building an entire team.
Not just plucking players.
Exactly, not just adding talent. And I think that's the biggest mistake that a lot of these teams make. And I bring this up because the fan bases wind up pleased. You know, the Knicks just won the NBA championship.
Yeah.
We all remember, Carey, I know you do, the early 2000s and early 2010s. Man, we're going to trade for Stephon Marbury. We're going to, sign a bunch of aging stars, bring those guys in. We're going to prioritize winning the press conference. Yeah. And you're going to, hey, New York fans, we know you like your stars. Watch these guys. They're old, tired, and they don't compliment each other. It wasn't until they brought in the right pieces to build around that they actually won anything of substance. So I agree with you, Carey. We're just going to have to be a little more patient here. The Nets were probably a better example of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and James Harden.
Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce.
Yeah, that too. Hey, it worked for the Celtics.
Yeah.
We got a text from the 636. Ultimately, the front office will be judged over much longer span than this season. I think being transparent as they have been throughout the trade deadline and keep up the mantra will please the fan base.
Okay, do you remember the fan base that I talked about that's kind of like in the middle there? They're more rational. They see the big picture. Congratulations,
go.
Texter. You're one of them.
We're aligned.
Yes.
636.
All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. You can get a hold of us just like this texter did by texting the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. You can also check out our Air Alliance Team YouTube chat, the Snake Pit. They're rocking and rolling as always, so if you want to jump in there, chat with some fellow listeners, provide any sort of commentary, you can do that. And don't forget about our daily drop, the Scotty Heating Company mic drop feature on the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Your chance to sound off on certain topics that we've discussed or ask us questions. We do our daily drop, usually in the 5 o'clock hour, so feel free to send in those mic drops at any point. Our one certain athlete punished for actually joining winning teams. One league specifically that punished for just trying to join winning teams. We'll explain next on 101 ESPN. Well, breaking news in the NBA world as LeBron James has officially chosen the Philadelphia 76ers. He signs a 2-year, $8 million deal with the Sixers. James, 41, says at least that this will be his quote-unquote last decision. He says, I was honest at that last press conference when I said I needed to look at myself and decide if I still love the game. After deciding I still truly love this game and I have more to give, James chose the 76ers, committing to a 4th NBA team as he searches for a 5th NBA championship before retirement. Before we get to something that Colin Cowherd said in reaction to signing, the LeBron James signing with the 76ers, Carey, I know you're a big NBA fan, and I know you wanted LeBron to go to Golden State.
Sure did.
So do you feel as though, by pushing aside your bias to Golden State, that LeBron chose the right team in Philadelphia?
I think he chose the right team for himself, which is the decision that he had to make. Not the best decision for me.
Not for Carey Davis, yeah. Makes sense. I don't think he was thinking about you.
I don't think he was either. I don't know why.
I don't know how to tell you.
Come on,
Carey.
man. I think I think it's going to be interesting to see how all of it plays out for that team. Is Joel Embiid healthy for an entire season? He hasn't been. He's dealt with so many injuries, throughout the entire course of his career that it's kind of interesting. They just got Jaylen Brown in the trade from Boston. How does that work? They got Tyrese Maxey, who is also a guy that has emerged over the last few years. And now you add LeBron James. They got VJ Edgecombe, too, who is a younger player that did a fantastic job as well. They got a lot of talent. Now, and you just talked about it earlier, just a minute ago, about the Commanders / Redskins adding players that maybe didn't fit into what they were trying to do, bringing in the top players. I don't know what this looks like for this team, but it's going to be interesting. I mean, the power dynamic, I believe, has shifted. I think it shifted when Jaylen Brown got there, and now it's probably shifted even more towards what Philly is trying to do because of LeBron James. But I think it's just going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Like, who's not starting? Who's coming off of the bench? How many minutes is each player playing? When it comes down to it, who's the guy that gets the last shot? Who is the coach drawing up the play for when it's time, when we got to have a bucket, right? Is it LeBron James? Is it Jaylen Brown? Is it Tyrese Maxey? Are we going inside and letting Joel Embiid do work? Like, who is the guy on that team? I think all of those things get sorted out, but good for LeBron. And I will say this as much, like, I have no issue with LeBron the man. Like, I have no issue with LeBron the basketball player. I have an issue with LeBron fans that think he's the greatest to ever do it.
Right.
I think you're nuts. But other than that, I think LeBron is a great ambassador for what the NBA is, for what basketball is, for young black men that are growing up in different communities, how he's handled his entire career and his entire life has been pretty much flawless. He's done an outstanding job. And so for him as a man, I hope it does work out well for him. I hope, they make it to the NBA Finals and lose to the Warriors. But I hope he gets there.
Been there, done that.
There you go. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Very true.
I think the key thing here is the 2-year deal, right? So who knows what this first year looks like, but can you imagine some players that could be available next year that want to play with LeBron in his final season ever? If this is it for him,
sure.
You get this first year, who knows? Maybe they make a run, maybe they don't. Let's say they don't. Well, now they are thinking, okay, what do we need to get over the hump here in the Eastern Conference or to win the NBA Finals? Let's bring in another piece, and I'm sure there's going to be a decent amount of players that would be interested in playing with him in his final season.
Yeah, you're probably right. All right, talking about LeBron James signing with the 76ers, but I had teased whether or not one certain league and their players are punished for joining great teams, and the other leagues are kind of let off the hook. Wasn't my original thought. That's because it came from Colin Cowherd, who was reacting to the LeBron news when he was on a plane earlier this morning.
Bottom line is, in every other sport, NFL, if you join a better team, you're smart. Major League Baseball, you join the Yankees or the Dodgers, you're smart. High school football player joins Ohio State, he's smart. He wants to win championships. But pro basketball players are punished for choosing the team that can compete for a championship, and Philadelphia can. To me, it's the smart move. Warriors was camaraderie, Cleveland was comfort, Miami was confusing. Philly's contention.
It's an interesting take. And, Carey, I'll throw it to you first, because when you listen to that audio, you kind of had well, that's one way to put it. So, again, just kind of, if it was hard to hear, he's basically saying, like, yeah, if NBA players join a really good team, it's like, you're just trying to win a championship. Well,
you're ring chasing.
Yeah, you're ring chasing. Whereas the NFL and Major League Baseball, NHL, it's like, no, that's smart. That's a really good team. They're going to be really good this year.
I would say, I don't think that. And what other sport is it that? First of all, I don't think other sports actually do it to the level that NBA players have done it, right? So I think when you think of the ring chasing culture, you automatically think about Kevin Durant, you think about LeBron James, you think about all of the things. You might be able to say the big three of Boston. That's what they did, but they were later in their career. I think you think about the younger players that are doing it, as opposed to, like, I would think about KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen joining forces in Boston. But I also think that the reason why it's frowned upon is because in basketball, you have a better opportunity because you as a basketball player, singular, can impact the game greater than you can in football, in hockey, or in baseball.
Right.
One singular player in basketball has a greater impact on the game than any of those other sports.
Absolutely.
So in my opinion, that's why it's looked at as, oh, that's a weak move. Because you, as the greatest player of your era, should be able to attract players to come play with you, complementary pieces, not move yourself around and be the pawn that is and I'm not calling him a pawn, but move yourself around to be the person that is going to different places to try to get a championship there. That's why I think it's frowned upon in the NBA, because it's only 5 guys on the court, and the impact that one player has, in my opinion, is greater than one player in any other sport combined. Actually, yeah, it's that simple.
Carey, I completely agree. I also agree with him. I agree with Cowherd. I think he makes a really good point. Players in the NBA punished for the idea of, like Marsh is saying, ring chasing, whereas somebody else and maybe it's a little bit different now in Major League Baseball because of the Dodgers. Right? Like, if you sign with the Dodgers, that's now becoming like, oh, great, you're just hopping on a super team. But it wasn't always like that. Other sports are like, oh, yeah, okay, this is going to be great, The Rams trade or the Lions trade Matthew Stafford.
Right.
Well, finally, he's going to contend now. This is great. It's not, Matthew Stafford wanted out. Now he's joining an elite team.
Same thing with Myles Garrett. He was traded from Cleveland to the Rams. You're like, all right, but
the Rams are going to be unstoppable.
Because it's one player of 10 that are on the field, and then there's another 11 that have got to come on and score for you.
You're absolutely right. Even for as great as Patrick Mahomes is, he lost 2 Super Bowls because his offensive line couldn't block for him.
Correct.
As great as Patrick Mahomes is, maybe one day the best if he continues to pile up Super Bowls like he has. Even him, 2 Super Bowls already because he couldn't stop the pass rush himself while also throwing.
Agreed.
There is a section of NHL fans that feel that way about the whole Kachuk brother situation.
Sure. I
don't know if it goes beyond that, though, in terms of this discussion. I don't necessarily feel like this.
Can we stay with the NHL for a second before?
Yeah.
And I want you to finish your point, but you brought up the NHL. Connor McDavid gets dealt, right? Or if he chooses in a couple of years, he gets out of the deal, he chooses somebody else. Let's say he signs, I don't know, with whoever, right? Like a really good team.
I think that's a good decision.
Exactly. Finally, Connor McDavid, great stuff. Yeah, he got out of Edmonton. We're not talking about him joining, ring chasing.
So with this particular, and maybe we can go back to that Connor McDavid example, but for this particular situation, I think it's different. I don't think it's a ring chasing situation for LeBron, even though people might think that he's trying to win another championship, because Philly hasn't done it yet. The difference between Kevin Durant going to Golden State and maybe what LeBron's doing in Philly.
Sure.
Kevin Durant went to an already established dynasty, essentially. Philly has been in the process. We're trusting the process, and we brought this up the other day. They haven't done anything with it. You mentioned Joel Embiid. The guy's always injured. They haven't won anything. So I find this situation to be different. Connor McDavid, going back to your example, to me, it depends on what team he goes to.
Sure.
A little bit. Like if he were to go to if he went to the Florida Panthers, it's like, come on, man. Like you could have beat him twice, and now you're going to join him after they'll probably win again this year. It's a little bit different of a situation. Maybe I'm wrong. Other people could disagree. But I just see it as LeBron is going to a team that he is the missing piece, perhaps. Mm-hmm. Now, you can make the argument, well, he's going to the East because he couldn't win in the West outside of the bubble year.
Maybe he is.
I would say that's probably a good decision for him because there's some good teams in the West. The East, I know the Knicks just won the NBA championship. I feel like it's a little bit more open than the West.
Oh, yeah. I think the way that the Eastern Conference playoffs kind of, even though the Knicks piled up win after win, it did still feel like it was more balanced, at least going into each series.
And it's been like that since he was with the Cavaliers.
Absolutely. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. How do you define the best conference in college football? This is really interesting. So Nick Saban on Get Up said, whoever wins the national championship we'll let you hear the audio, and I won't care to react to this because he's all about conferences that are either the best or overrated. We know which side he leans. That's next on 101 ESPN. Anthony Stalter for my guys at Don's Garage Doors. You know, summer is a way of reminding us how often that we use our garage. Certainly for us in the Stalter household, it does. Whether you're, heading out on vacation, you're loading up maybe for the lake, or just running the kids all over town, your garage door is probably the hardest working piece of machinery in your entire house, and it's one that you don't think about that much. That's why I always tell people not to ignore the warning signs. If your garage door is squeaking, grinding, making unusual noises, it's not certainly going to fix itself. And if you're not a trained professional like the experts at Don Garage Doors, you don't want to tackle any sort of, do-it-yourself project when it comes to your garage door. In fact, that's usually the first sign when it comes to those noises and everything that it's time for a little maintenance. And again, that's where my friends at Don's Garage Doors come in. They're a local St. Louis company with local technicians who believe in honest service, quality work, and treating customers the way that they want to be treated. It's really a neighbors helping neighbors kind of business, and that's one of the reasons I love recommending them. And right now, Don's Garage Doors is offering a competitive garage door tune-up for complete garage door tune-up for just $29.95, which can help prevent a costly repair down the road. And if your garage door has simply reached the end of its life, they're also offering $500 off a brand new insulated garage door, plus 0 payments for 12 months with fast approvals and no hidden fees. So whether it's maintenance, repairs, or a complete upgrade, make the call before a small problem becomes a big one. Visit donsgaragedoors.com or call 866-4-DONS-DOOR today.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals open up a series against the Cincinnati Reds tonight. Dustin May is on the mound. First pitch from Busch Stadium is at 7:15. The Cards currently sit 1.5 games behind the Arizona Diamondbacks for that final wild card spot. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Well, how would you define the best conference in college football? If you listen to Carey, we know that the Big Ten is the best, the SEC is the most overrated, and the MAC is the biggest joke. And I don't appreciate him saying that last part, but
said it.
At some point he'll change his mind because facts and stats.
That's all that matters here.
Or maybe just the eye test. Either way. Nick Saban was on Get Up, I think it was yesterday, and he talked about whoever wins the national championship, and then I'll let him finish the rest.
Whoever wins the national championship doesn't define who has the best conference. I think the best conference gets defined by how many good teams do you have from top to bottom, and I think the SEC has a lot of good teams from top to bottom. So I do think that the Big Ten has had 3 really, really good football teams. I mean, Michigan had a great team, beat us in overtime in the playoffs, 3 years ago. Ohio State, Indiana, they had really, really good teams. We continued last year. We had 5 teams in the playoffs, as an SEC conference, which says that there's, pretty good depth in this league. A couple other teams, Vanderbilt and Texas, could have got in. So there's a lot of good teams in the SEC. I think every coach is trying to get his team to play at the highest level possible and hopefully get the best results possible. And if that leads to a championship, that's the ultimate goal. But I don't think they feel pressure just because somebody else won a couple championships.
Carey, it's a very logical take. I feel like you're going to disagree with him, but I think that's a logical take. Just because you win the national championship doesn't mean you have the best conference. It means you have the team that won the national championship in your conference.
That's true. I agree with that. That what you just said, and not what he just said. I think the SEC people are. I thought I heard. When I was listening to it, I heard tapping. I thought it was like Fred Astaire or Gregory Hines and some of those guys tap dancing, because it sounded like Nick Saban was tap dancing around the answer because he didn't really believe it. I don't think he believes that. I think SEC people have to say that now, and I think that they've been saying that. You talk about teams in the college football playoff picture. Well, let's ask ourselves, how do they get into that college playoff picture? Because you start off with the preseason rankings. And if you start off with a notion that this conference is greater than all the other conferences, then you're going to have more teams in that playoff picture come the end of the year. Notre Dame wasn't in the playoff picture. Right? You have other teams that didn't make it into the playoff picture. I would also ask, if you had 5 teams in there, why didn't any of them make it to the national championship game? Oh, I don't know, because one lost to Miami. That would be Texas A&M. One lost to Indiana. That would be your former school, Alabama.
They didn't just lose.
They got the hell beat out of them.
Brakes beat off of them.
Like, you have this mindset that, and another one lost to Miami again in Ole Miss in the semifinals. So the notion that we're the best conference, okay, cool, because you beat up on each other, because you play one another, and I will not disagree that you have some of the best athletes. I do think that that's starting to change as well, but year after year, you are one of the top conferences to have your players drafted. You got great athletes, you got great players, but your team, that doesn't mean you have the best teams. And so I'm always baffled by the mindset that the SEC from top to bottom, you couldn't last in the SEC. I watch Big Ten teams beat the hell out of SEC teams every year in the college football playoffs or in the bowl games. Every year. Illinois beat Tennessee a few years ago. We didn't have, neither did we. So the notion that it's just better just because you said it, I don't believe it. It's hard for me to just buy into that because you just said they're better.
Yeah.
Because you believe that we're beating each other up. The Big Ten does as well. Big Ten had to play. Indiana beat a bunch of really good teams last year in their path, on their route to winning a national championship. And so the notion that we're just beating each other up and that's why we're the best conference, I don't buy into that. It's hard for me to believe that.
I wonder, now that the college football playoff has expanded, Carey, you just brought up that preconceived notion that the SEC is the better conference. I wonder, now that the field has expanded, you're seeing better teams just on the field that are moving throughout the tournament, as opposed to just putting in 2 or 4 and thinking these teams are the best. They're in because they play in the SEC. We're going to put 2 of them in there, and now they only have to win 2 games to win a national championship.
Sure.
Now you have to win more than 2 games to win a national championship, and perhaps they're getting exposed. Again, it's only been 2 years. I don't know. I mean, they could win this upcoming season. Who knows?
It's been 3 years, Marshy.
Well, I'm saying 2 years of the
College football playoff expansion.
The expansion, yeah.
Since the SEC was in the championship game.
It's been a while. I wonder if we're starting to see that. Who knows?
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Of course, you don't have to deal with Nick Saban now in the SEC.
And that's also my other point. And the reason why how I view Nick Saban is really, he was the SEC. Like, he kept all of them afloat. And if the SEC was so hard, why the hell was he beating the hell out of everybody every year? Were they that much greater than everyone else? So then Alabama was greater than all of the rest of the teams, because if it's such a great conference, then I know LSU won in 19. I know LSU won in was it 06, right? I know Florida won in 05, I believe, or 07 and 08, whatever those years were. Like, I know that those teams won, but the majority of those wins were coming from who?
Nick Saban.
Nick Saban at Alabama. So I mean, listen, man. It's interesting that Alabama has not been what they were since he left. It's interesting that the SEC has not been, and I know Georgia won a couple as well. They have not been what they were since Nick Saban left. It's all interesting, man. I don't agree that they're the best conference just because you believe it because you woke up and you told somebody it means more.
Right.
That's like telling me, we're America's team. Okay, cool.
Self-proclaimed.
Based off of what?
Right, and I think that's the good question, right? Like, based off of what? I think that's the point here that Nick Saban's trying to make, is like, just because you have a national champion doesn't mean that you have the best conference. I will say this, though: the Big Ten versus the SEC head-to-head in college football playoffs, they've played 3 times. Any guesses what the records are?
In college football playoffs?
Just the last 2 years because of the expansion.
Yeah, 3-0 Big Ten.
Correct.
Yeah.
Did you say that already? I apologize.
No.
Okay.
No.
But Indiana?
Yeah.
Yep.
Versus Alabama.
Indiana versus Alabama last year.
Ohio State beat somebody?
Ohio State beat Tennessee. And Ohio State beat Texas.
Last year.
Yep.
2 years ago.
So that's 3. It's a small sample size, but it does go to show you that clearly they had the head to head they've had the better conference. I think what Nick Saban said in terms of top to bottom, that should be the determining factor. But I don't know how you kind of break that down either. The Big Ten, they've got a lot of a few bad teams at the bottom of their conference, but so does the SEC. Mm-hmm. If you want to talk about who's the worst teams in the Big Ten, Maryland, Rutgers. I wouldn't even put Maryland. I would put Rutgers. Rutgers for sure.
Northwestern.
Purdue.
UCLA.
Purdue has not been good. Yeah, UCLA hasn't been great. Michigan State's had some down years. But then if you go to the SEC, you have, Arkansas hasn't been great. Mississippi State has not been great. Vanderbilt just started to get good again, although we'll see what happens after Diego Pavia. Kentucky, sorry, Zoosh. But if you're looking at that conference, they've got some dregs too. So I think those are clearly the 2 best conferences. And then after that, however you want to determine whether or not there's, whether it's NFL draft picks, whether it's championships, whether it's head-to-head matchups, go for it. But those are the 2 best conferences now. And I think the bigger point is it used to be the SEC. It did. It used to be. Now, whether that was more Saban or not, Carey, good point. I don't know. but the power has definitely shifted. At the very least, those are the two best conferences in college football, and there's no argument.
Agreed.
They also have all the teams.
Well,
So.
NIL has changed everything.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
It has.
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. That's Andrew Marsh. He's got what's trending for you next.
What are the hot topics in the sports world?
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Here's what's trending.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. And gentlemen, I have a few things today. Let's start off with our St. Louis Blues. The Blues general manager, Alex Steen, announced today that the team has hired Sergei Zubov as an advisor to hockey operations. He spent a majority of his career with the Dallas Stars. He has held a variety of positions in coaching and hockey management since finishing his playing career in 2010. He was in the KHL for multiple teams. He did return to the NHL in 2012-2013 with the Blues as a team consultant and was named senior consultant to hockey operations for the Dallas Stars in 2019. I have a question for you guys. Are you in favor of bringing in former players? Would you like your front office to be more player-driven, former player-driven, or more suit-driven? Your ideal team, doesn't matter what sport it is.
So this is going to sound like a complete cop-out, but I'll say it anyways. I want the right people. I want somebody
That's
that...
a cop-out.
Thank you. I want smart people. I want somebody that is going to provide, whether they're leaning on their expertise or they're just really creative. They never played the game, but they're creative when it comes to roster building or scouting, or they just have an eye for it. I mean, the guy who founded the Beatles was not a musician, right? He saw it. He saw the talent.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure that's right, but don't quote me on it. These mics aren't live, right, Marsh?
No, they're on.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. We'll just say that you're correct.
Thank you. I want smart people. I don't want somebody just because they played. There's plenty of athletes, I'm sure, Carey, that that really don't know football.
I don't listen to them.
They were just unbelievable.
Yeah.
They just had the talent. They just had God-given talent. They worked hard. They made the NFL.
Yeah.
And they may not have known what the hell was going on. But they played, right? So they should be good at scouting and developing. No. So I want smart people that are teachers or can explain their thought process in a way that makes sense and is best for the team.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I want people that can teach it, that can explain it in a way that is not so complex that I got to leave and go read up on what the hell you just said. I want to be able to walk away from you. I was told one time, if you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, you don't know it yourself. Because the way you have to break it down to a child is in layman's terms so that they can understand, oh, okay. That's the way I want to be explained to. Whatever the job is, whatever, field you're in, be able to teach it in a way that we can get to work and not have to worry about, well, what the hell did he say? What are we doing? And so that doesn't matter if you are a former player, if you're a front office personnel guy or woman, whatever your background is, if you have a passion for what you're doing and can explain it and really help, move the ball forward in the right direction, I don't care where you came from.
Carey, you've been to an all-star game before.
I have, man.
You loved it, didn't you?
It cost a lot of money, man. It was not as great as I thought it would be.
Well, that was the NBA All-Star Weekend. The WNBA is celebrating their All-Star Weekend, or at least they should be. Instead, they are growing concerns about the stability of their commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, and how things are being handled. There have been questions regarding some of their best players participating in the three-point contest and whether or not they actually received an invite to do so. Carey, I know you're hot on this. Again, you've been to an all-star game. What is going on with the WNBA right now?
Well, it was a few players that, first of all, Kathy Engelbert, there are a lot of concerns about her and I guess her viability as a commissioner. I think that she is on her way out. And the fact that we're talking about that now and not celebrating, what these fantastic women are doing and how well this WNBA has grown over these past 30 years is I think it's terrible that we have to speak about that. But also there was an issue where some of the players, they were told or there was some messaging that they had got invites to compete in the three-point contest. Come to find out that maybe they didn't get the invites to compete in the three-point contest. Kayla McBride was one of them. Sabrina Ionescu was another one, and Caitlin Clark. And so I guess the WNBA sent a mass text message to their agents saying that maybe we want you to participate, but the players never directly got an actual invite from a real person.
How much insight? How much? I don't know. How much sense does that make?
I don't know, man. And so Sabrina Ionescu says, I can't decline an offer that I never officially that I never got officially invited to. I think Kayla McBride posted the conversation or the text.
Yeah.
And said this half-ass message or something like along those lines of an official invite. Like it's bad for this to be the weekend. Like you can't do that this weekend. You can't have all of the other outside noise be the conversation. Like the conversation should be Sabrina is going for her third three-point contest win in a row. Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. She's competing in it as well. Like you're taking the time away from what we want to talk about and focusing on things that business wants to have to focus on.
Yeah. Carey, Marsh, did you ever, those people or those maybe smaller companies, or in my case, with the kids being young, all the youth sports clubs and things like that. Did you ever run into people that they talk a really good game and they're telling you all about what they do or what, this is how we do, and they present really well until more people start to focus on them. Then you realize that they're a clown show.
They're a Diamondback.
Maybe their intentions are good, but it's like you don't know what you're doing. And I think a lot of those people or the companies that wind up being exposed, in this case the WNBA, they didn't have a lot of attention. Not a ton of people were really paying attention to them for a long time, and they just kind of operated and just did the things
they do.
They did what they did.
Then
and if there was any mess ups, it's like, nobody's really watching anyways.
And one day it changed.
Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and some of these other big-time college basketball stars entered their league. More people are paying attention, and now every mess-up that they have, and there's a lot of them, they're being exposed. And I would say this, that I think the biggest issue with the WNBA, you just talked about it, Carey. The biggest issue is the lack of attention to details.
Yeah.
And I think whether it's a restaurant or a company or even just a human being or somebody that is running a league, if you don't have attention to detail, you look foolish. You look sloppy. Yeah. You look unprofessional. You look unpolished. And I think that's what's going on in the WNBA. How the hell do you not send out official invites to the players that you want to participate in the three-point shooting contest or whatever? That's a lack of attention to detail. You didn't think that was important, and now the media is all over you, and your players are exposing you. That's my thought. All right, that's what's trending. We got a lineup. That means we'll play the lineup game next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 2:05, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Time to play the lineup game. Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter, and the Cardinals, after losing yesterday in their makeup game to the Diamondbacks, will open up a new series with the NL Central Division rival Cincinnati Reds. Boy, I kind of forgotten about the Reds.
Have we played them yet this year?
Yeah, once in Cincinnati, right?
Yep. That's when Brian Torres got called up, hit a home run.
Yeah.
They had that doubleheader.
That's when I think Jordan Walker had a really good series that series, if I'm not
Makes sense.
mistaken.
Yeah, he said a lot of really good series, huh?
And then they played here in St. Louis. That's when Newt Bar returned.
There you go. Okay, so this is the third matchup then. So
Thank you.
it'll be Rhett Lauder, the right-hander for the Reds, Dustin May, the right-hander for the Cardinals. All right.
All right, Anthony.
Show us, please. And thank you. JJ Weatherholt.
What's the best kind of firework to buy?
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
All right, Anthony. It's early to start questioning, but we saw Jordan Walker batting in the 2-hole yesterday. We know our guy Yvonne has been struggling a little bit.
Yes.
Do you go back to Jordan Walker here, or do you go back to Yvonne Herrera?
Do you think Yvonne Herrera's back in the lineup?
Yes.
If we think that, next question is, because he has struggled, because the offense has struggled, do you move him down?
So here's what I think. I would have Jordan Walker here. I would probably have Yvonne Herrera batting 5th.
I could see
I don't think that. I don't know that it's going to happen that way. It's basically what I'm saying.
I'm more inclined to think that it's Walker.
Okay.
And Herrera is down the lineup.
So you want to go Jordan
And
Walker?
that's where you're leaning.
That's what I think it should be.
Let's do it.
Show us Jordan Walker.
That one touched the ground. That one touched the ground.
Okay.
What's going on there? I'm just fixing something that's been bugging me.
Wait a minute. What have we here?
This is going to get interesting then.
Well, I think this is Burley.
I do too, but then it clean up. Exactly. Yeah. All right, so we'll go Burley here.
Yeah.
All right. Marsh, show us Alec Burleson.
He's not some magic star.
What? You're insane. He's a huge star at this specific sliver of time.
Okay.
Because you don't have a cleanup hitter.
Not on the team?
Not really. Well, I mean, Walker you do, but obviously he's getting second. So is this Newt Bar?
I think it is Newt Bar. If it was a lefty, I would definitely say it was Nelson Velasquez, but I think it's Newt here.
And then Yvonne 5th.
Yeah, and then win.
I don't see anybody else unless Ali does something like dramatic and puts, I don't know, Blaze Jordan here or something like that. But
the Furminator?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay. I would think it's Lars Newbar here.
I'm with you.
All right. Show us Lars Newbar.
What a shame.
As I was saying it, I was like, that's too many lefties in the first 4 batters.
So is this Herrera? Even though he's struggling, who profiles the most? Ooh, you all right?
Yeah, my foot slipped. Yeah.
Carey's got problems with these chairs.
Man. Okay, go Herrera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who else it would be, quite frankly, unless Velasquez is getting a start against a righty. And I think it's more likely it's Herrera than Velasquez. All right. Show us Yvonne Herrera.
What's your favorite position?
Designated hitter.
That's cool with me. It's not my favorite, but I'll do it for you.
I have no clue what position he's playing.
No.
This is Lars Newbar. Show us Lars Newbar.
Captain, you hear me? On your left.
The dead man is back!
6, Mason Wynn.
Yep.
Show us Mason Wynn.
Shortstop, that's right. Now and forever, forever and ever, shortstop.
We aren't in the top 10.
Wait.
This is bullshit.
He's the best in the business.
Best arm in baseball.
All right, you need a third baseman, a center fielder, and a catcher. Because I think Yvonne is the DH. I think Jimmy Crooks is in this lineup.
Okay.
And I think he's batting 9th. I would say.
Well, this is going to be church.
I'm working my way up.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
So it would be Crooks, Blaze Jordan, Church. So 987.
Go for it.
Show us Nathan Church.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones.
Man, what the hell are you doing? I ain't putting Crooks here.
That's not me. Blaze Jordan here then?
Sure.
All right, show us Blaze Jordan.
It was Johnny Hopkins and Sloan Kettering, and they were blazing that up every day.
And I think this is Jimmy Crooks.
I'm with you.
Show us Jimmy Crooks.
Who are you?
Nice.
I'm nobody. No. I know you. He was at that party with me, the one I was telling you about. Remember? He's Jimmy's brother, the guy, the singer.
Okay, Marsh. Run that thing.
All right, leading off, second baseman J.J. Weatherholt. Batting second in right field is Jordan Walker. Batting third, first baseman Alec Burleson. Your cleanup hitter and designated hitter, Ivan Herrera. Batting fifth in left field, Lars Nootbaar. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting seventh in center field, Nathan Church. Batting eighth, playing third base, is Blaze Jordan. And batting ninth and catching, Jimmy Crooks.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair!
Go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Home run!
All right. Marsh, you still have the lead.
Yes.
With 20 points. I've got 19, Jamie with 13, and Carey with 9.
Oh. Thought I picked one up.
Yeah, you had 6 and you had the Weatherholt home run.
I'm in after
Gave
that.
you...
It's okay for us. That's cool. Hey,
Weatherholt's a 3.
Yeah.
But good.
Well, there's only one more game after when you picked it up.
Yeah, I
which
thought
was
I got another one.
yesterday. I don't think anybody hit a home run yesterday.
No, we sure?
Well, we can certainly check.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Just to
Weatherholt
verify
hit a home run.
the previous game.
Well, that was your
That was my 3 points.
Oh, I thought that was my 3 points.
Let's see.
You picked up 3 points.
Nope, no homers.
Last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you had Locklear.
Yeah, I
of
did.
Arizona.
You didn't. Heather's brother.
Heather's brother. Yep, that's right. Probably old. Young, much younger brother.
Yeah, much younger.
All right, Marsh, go ahead.
All right, well, Carey noted Jordan Walker had a good series against Cincinnati a couple months ago. But Lars Nootbaar also had a pretty good series when he returned against Cincinnati. So give me Jordan Walker.
That's terrible.
I even typed in Nootbaar.
You're terrible.
That was good, Marsh. I'll give that to you. I'll take Weatherholt. Jamie wants Crooks again.
Does he?
Or no, he wants
Brian Torres off the bench?
Torres off the bench.
I will take...
Well, he did hit a home run off the bench against Cincinnati.
Hey, good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Actually, he might have been in the starting lineup that day.
Yeah. These guys got to hit more. Jordan Walker?
Yeah, he's gone.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah, first
sure?
first pick to Marsh. Yep.
Oh, man, I missed that.
Yeah, no, Marsh did the whole thing.
It was a confusing thing. It was
Slow played us. He got
Give
us.
me Burley.
Burleson. Okay, there you go. There's your home run derby. There's your lineup game. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Why don't we do our six-packs next? Part 1 of the Sports Six-Pack, 314-399-9646. That's the Air Comfort Service text line. If you have any sort of questions for us, start sending them in. We got both six-packs coming up. Part 1 first here on 101 ESPN.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Time for part one of our Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line, so send those questions in. We'll have part one and part two here in the Fast Lane. Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter, here's Andrew Marsh with question one.
Question number one.
All right, we got a question from the 573. Who has less trade value, Nolan Gorman right now or Dylan Carlson when we traded him?
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh.
Nolan Gorman now or Dylan Carlson when they traded him. And it's, I'm sorry, less value or more value?
I think Dylan Carlson.
Less value is the
I think Dylan Carlson had less because there's a mad scientist out there that looks at Nolan Gorman and says, he can hit you 40 bombs.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Dylan Carlson didn't have the power. Some team can talk themselves. You can always talk yourself into power. Yeah.
Now, Dylan could do other things. He was a better defender. But you would say, but he can hit 40 bombs.
Yes.
Like somebody sitting in the office right now, like, I know he strikes out. I know he's batting like 080.
Right.
But he can hit you 40 bombs.
Yes.
They lead with that.
There was a so I don't know if this necessarily applies because Nolan Gorman certainly is not somebody that you would consider a clubhouse cancer at all. But do you remember Dave Kingman?
I remember that name. Was he Tiger?
Oh, he was everything except for the Tigers. Dave Kingman played for the Giants, the Mets, the Padres, the Angels, the Yankees, the Cubs, the Mets again, and then the A's. Three-time All-Star, two-time NL home run leader. But he played for that many teams. One, because he was a notorious Diamondback. I mean, just an absolute turd bucket, according to a lot of the stories. A lot of his teammates, in fact. One I can't remember which teammate specifically, but one of his teammates said he's got the personality of a tree or a tree trunk or something like that. Like just notorious for not being a very likable and all that. So he just bounced around. But the other reason why he bounced around a lot is because he couldn't play defense. He thought he was a first baseman, stunk there, didn't give a lot of effort. Third base, not great. But the dude hit home runs. So he still, despite being a Diamondback that had no real defensive position, he played for 6 different organizations, and then the Mets would be they doubled up with the Mets. So Mets brought him back even though he was a pile, just because he get home runs.
You can hit the ball hard, man.
Yeah.
Somebody will hire you.
And that was in the 70s when teams still cared about things like, I don't know, moving runners over and the rest of the game, So I think teams will always be enamored with power, and I think guys like Nolan Gorman will hang around a lot longer than you think because of said power.
Question number two.
Gentlemen, the New York Post has confirmed that Tony Romo was arrested for driving under the influence Thursday night in Milwaukee County. We got a question from the 636. Do you think Tony Romo getting arrested gets him fired from his NFL commentator position?
I don't think. I don't know.
Kind of a tough question.
Yeah.
I don't know how CBS. How they handle those situations. I think there are some companies that will just have a zero tolerance policy for that. I don't know if Tony Romo's had any other things going. Usually, I think just in general, okay, without like diving into the severity of the arrest or whatever. I think in generally speaking, companies will give you a second chance. If you've had a clean record before, if you've been a good person, if whatever, they're more apt to give you a second chance. If you've got a history of being a pain in the rear end, and you've had other legal issues, certainly, you lose the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Right. So, but if CBS has a strict, no operating a vehicle under their influence or DWI, whatever, they have a strict policy against that, then he will.
Yeah.
Now,
I just don't know.
Mark Sanchez lost his job at Fox.
Yeah,
there was a different situation.
Yeah, he almost lost his life, didn't he?
Yeah, he got stabbed.
Yeah.
I don't even think he knew he got stabbed, right?
And just walking.
That was a weird situation.
That was very weird.
He attacked, how do you attack a truck driver?
You are... You're under the influence to
you're ham sauced
to a certain degree.
Right. Okay.
Question number 3.
From the 314, if a sports movie were to be made about a current non-player player, I think player was sent twice.
Okay, so start again maybe without the second player.
Yeah.
Non-player
Please.
Player. If a sports movie were to be made about a current non-player, so coach or front office personnel, who would it be? Think Moneyball and Home Team, the movie about Sean Payton.
I'm going with Bob Myers, the man that constructed the Warriors dynasty, and now is in Philadelphia, and I guess is part of the reason potentially that LeBron James went there. Bob Myers, man, to get that team. The way they constructed those guys, I mean, Draymond Green and Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, and the fact that they moved on from Mark Jackson so quickly, who was a huge part of the success that they had, but they moved on and hired Steve Kerr, and just how that offense, like the revolution, basketball has been revolutionized because of Steph Curry, and I think Bob Myers had a large, integral part into what we see today, and how the game is like the ascension of Steph Curry, how he's ascended into superstardom and what he is. I would say that's he was a huge part of that.
John Scores in the Snake Pit. He's got a good one. Jerry Jones. Because I do think, unless you're going the Moneyball route and you're really talking about somebody like Carey you just broke down, where they kind of transcended the game in some respects, unless you're talking about that, you better have some drama to it. Because people aren't going to sit there and watch you.
They got Draymond Green. That's drama.
Okay, they're not going to sit there. They're not going to sit there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and watch somebody that isn't interesting to them. So I think Jerry Jones bringing some of the drama. Certainly, if you go back to the '90s Cowboys and everything that transpired there. But I also think that's kind of an interesting the way that he got his money. He bought the oil. He bought into the oil or bought an oil rig or something like that. Was able to buy the Cowboys. Certainly the way that he fired Tom Landry, one of the most prominent faces in Dallas Cowboys history. Certainly the Jimmy Johnson era and all that. I think there'd probably be enough stuff there.
There's probably so much.
Yeah. You'd have to pare it down a lot.
So Jerry Jones is a pretty great answer. I was thinking of maybe Eric Spoelstra, the Miami Heat head coach, and where he started his career playing basketball. Then he was a video coach. Yep. I believe he coached in Germany as well, or maybe he played there. So just to see where he started to where he is now. Obviously got that huge contract. Not, I guess it was a while ago. But, if you were to do a movie, you could start with his early rise into coaching and then maybe end it with the big three coming together and then winning a championship.
Sure. Yeah, I could see that. The other name I thought of, because there's a lot of scandal there too, is Belichick.
Yeah,
there's a lot that we don't know about Belichick.
Well, they had one for Bill Belichick already.
Well, there was the Aaron Hernandez, like the weird Aaron Hernandez. What was that, FX or whatever? That was bad.
Oh, the bad.
Yeah, an actor played Belichick.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking.
I think you're thinking of that.
Why would you? Oh man,
who would you have played Bill Belichick? Which actor?
Man, Marsh. That's a good question.
Yeah, the dog like this.
I don't know why. I was just looking at this actor. I don't know if he's still alive or not. James Woods.
Oh yeah, from he was in Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't know if James
He doesn't look like him, but
he's alive.
Is he still alive? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
I can see that.
His mannerisms, like he kind of seems dry, but like also.
Yeah. You know who would have been great? Rest in peace. And going back to the Moneyball, like circling all the way back, is Philip Seymour Hoffman. He would have been.
I was thinking him too.
He would have been incredible.
He would have been great.
Yes.
I mean, you talk about one of the best actors, and certainly somebody who passed well before his time. That he would have been fantastic.
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah, he would have been great.
I don't know who else. That's a really good question, Marsh. Who would play him? I'm sure we'll get suggestions too. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We'll continue our Sports Six Pack with part 2. Keep those questions rolling into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Again, part 2 of the Sports Six Pack next in the Fastlane. Right now at Auto Centers Nissan, buyers can take advantage of no money down and no payments for up to 6 months on select new and used vehicles. And they've got a wide selection of both new and used. In fact, they've got over 1,000 new and used vehicles in one location, one lot, one dealership. It's Auto Centers Nissan. They're just minutes from South County, right off I-55. If you go to AutoCentersNissan.com, you can certainly browse the full inventory. New Nissans, used trucks, SUVs, cars, and more. If you are looking for new, some of the best prices that you're going to find on 2026 Rogue, Pathfinder, Murano, and Frontier models are available with 0% APR for up to 60 months. Plus, every new Nissan comes with their 30-day return promise. Within 30 days, bring the vehicle back for any reason. They'll refund your money if you're not completely satisfied. And don't forget to check them out online at AutoCentersNissan.com. I mentioned before that you can browse the full inventory. When you pick your vehicle, look for the green Claim My Buyer's Bonus button, and you could unlock up to an additional $1,000 off the sales price exclusively online. So you're not going to beat the pricing. You're not going to beat their selection. Their customer service is outstanding as well. Go to AutoCentersNissan.com, and when you do head to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. Dustin May on the mound tonight for the Cardinals as they take on the Cincinnati Reds. 7:15 first pitch from Busch Stadium. Coming up next, we have part 2 of our Sports Six Pack, so get your questions in. Send them to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. We'll answer those questions next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Time for part 2 of the Sports Six Pack here on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Andrew Marsh has question 4 for us.
Question number 4.
All right, let's go to the 636. City SC is currently on a 7-game unbeaten streak. If they beat the Rapids tomorrow, does Anthony, the soccer expert, believe they are a playoff squad? Right now, they currently sit in 8th place in the Western Conference. They've clawed their way into a playoff spot.
You know, there's been a couple of teams that come to mind when I think about teams that make a decent run in the second half and whether or not that matters, that means anything. A certain baseball team at one point put together a massive winning streak in the second half, and it really captured the city. That was your St. Louis Cardinals, back when Schulte was the manager. Captured your imaginations, captured your spirit, made a deep run, made the postseason. Another team I like to think about is the 2019 St. Louis Blues, who had their own run. Did they not, gentlemen? Had their own run. Mm-hmm. Decided to keep the band together at the trade deadline. Wound up winning the Stanley Cup. So if you don't think that City putting together this impressive run, if it doesn't mean anything, then I guess you didn't think that Cardinals team and that Blues team didn't mean anything either. Wow. These guys are lacing up the boots. They're running hard, fast, long, and for a long time. And they're just winning matches, man, left and right. You're taking those boots and sticking them right up the opponents, right on the pitch.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
You know what? I think this does come at a good time for us St. Louis fans with the World Cup and how much excitement there was.
Damn right.
To head into the break playing good soccer and then to exit said break continuing to play good soccer. I think that bodes well for obviously the team, but for the fans as well to keep that excitement going throughout the rest of 2026.
You're darn right.
Yep, and you're piggybacking off of the energy that you got from the U.S. men's national team and how they performed, Anthony. You know?
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do we have Messi? No. He's with Miami. Do we have Kylian Mbappe? No.
Not yet.
That's right. Do we have Yamal? No. Even an older Ronaldo? No.
Not yet.
Do we even have a fake star like a Pulisic? No.
Oh, come on, man.
Well, we do have him.
But we do have heart. No, I'm talking about City.
Oh.
Yeah. But we have heart, courage, and most of all, stamina.
Question number 5.
All the way. Oh, no. All right.
All the way. Let's go to a different sport. From the 314, what are you most excited about for the upcoming Blues season?
What am I most excited about? Well, from a personal standpoint, not having to answer those questions about Jordan Kyrou and whether or not he's going to get dealt. So that I look forward to. I I would just say kind of the young talent. I mean, isn't that always the most exciting thing? Whether or not the young talent will come together? You know what? I'm kind of excited to see how the blue line, the reshaped blue line looks.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to see a full season of Snuggie, Thomas, and Holloway, and to see how well they are. Can they do it for an entire season? 84 damn games, man. Don't give me that sample of 20 to 30 games here and there. You're teasing me. Give me all. Well, I want it all, Anthony.
Yeah, no, I
want it all. I don't want to be teased. So just give it to me, please and thank you.
Okay.
We need it for 100 games, Anthony.
Yeah,
100 games.
What are you excited about?
I'm just excited to watch hockey again.
Okay, but more than that, though.
No,
Blues.
that's literally it. Like for the Blues, I just want to watch them play.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to watch the Blues play and see what it looks like with new faces. Younger players stepping up. We'll see how they continue to grow. I'm just looking forward to them just playing. Like, I just want to watch hockey. I love hockey. I just want to watch it. 100 games, Anthony. That's 84 regular season games and 16 wins in the playoffs.
They're going undefeated.
I don't think so.
No, he just said he only wants to see 100 games. They're going undefeated in the playoffs.
Well, he wants to see. He wants to see 100 games.
He wants to see him go. He don't want to see.
He wants to see
no challenge.
The 84 regular season games, and then he wants to watch the 16 wins. He doesn't want to watch any sort of losses that come with that.
Well, 100 games, Anthony.
He only wants to see 100 games.
That was different. That's not hockey.
He only
Philip
wants
Seymour
to see.
Hoffman was in the Hunger Games.
He
was.
I actually love the book more than the movie.
Well,
than the trilogy. Like the book was so much better. Like reading all, I was like, oh, this is. And then I watched the movie. I was like, okay.
They can go into more in depth though in the book.
Yeah, it's more of an imagination. It's my imagination and how I see it.
Sure.
And then I got to watch it how someone else read it.
What was the biggest difference in the book?
I don't remember, Anthony. That was a while ago.
Carey.
Just know it was more detailed in my brain.
Was Katniss Everdeen in there?
Yeah, Katniss.
I would hope so. She's the main character.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was different.
Got to give it to him, man. She was she was a catalyst for a lot of things that went right in the world.
Yeah. What are you talking about? And it all started with what? It started with courage.
Yeah, man. Well, it started with, being picked on and being just negativity.
Sure.
Yeah, it started in some rough circumstances, some things that should not have been happening.
In District 12 specifically?
Yeah, man, just in general, just how District 12 was the capital is really where things went down, and it was, they would get, I mean, you know how much food they had in that damn place?
A lot of food. They could have shared.
The districts were starving.
Yeah, man.
I mean, give them
right.
And Pan Am?
Putting programs on TV that not really what's going on.
Oh, you want to talk about
false
propaganda.
information?
Holy
Oh, my goodness.
moly.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Anthony probably wasn't
Walrus
impressed.
King, I read the book. It was just 15 years ago, 10 years ago. Hell, I don't remember that.
Katniss used that bow and arrow, and we know Anthony's not impressed with those bow and arrow people.
Yeah, you would have been impressed with this one though. She had something that lit them.
No, you always talk about how Hawkeye's the worst Avenger.
Oh, Marsh. Hold on here. I mean, when you're looking at one guy who, in Captain America, he's doing his thing. You got another guy that is growing to just an impossible wrecking ball there with the Hulk. You've got Iron Man doing his thing, and then you look over at Hawkeye, and as soon as he runs out of arrows, he's useless. That's all I'm saying. But you put Katniss Everdeen in there with her bow and arrow, there's not a lot of other things going on. There's no Hulk there. Certainly no Winter Soldier. No Iron Man. So that's impressive. Yeah. It's more about Hawkeye.
No Thor.
Yeah, no Thor. Right. No Thor. Come on. So he was what, a god?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not Hawkeye's fault.
He just lowest on the totem pole.
I mean, he was pretty good with that bow and arrow.
He absolutely was. He was. Okay? I'm with you there. But among the Avengers, not that impressive. Even Ant-Man. He can do all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
He can shrink. He can get bigger.
Oh, I thought you were talking about for the Timberwolves. He can dunk over people and everything.
He's pretty good.
That's a different Ant-Man.
Oh.
All right, do we have one more question? We rolling on?
No, let's get to this last question.
Question number 6.
All right, Tim's Toothless Bottom Boy, what have you taken from what you've learned in sports and used outside of it now that you are retired? Hitting the Heisman while putting away groceries, doing a spin move in the grocery store. What is it, Carey?
I've always make people miss. I used to do that as a child at the grocery store. Like I would be walking and juke people. People were really like, what the hell? My mom would be so mad. Like, I'm practicing. Leave me alone. I'm practicing. I just make people miss in the grocery store. Spin off of the cart.
Oh, I like
and
that.
Stiff arm the cart as I'm going by. They're like, what the hell is wrong with this kid?
Sure.
Little did they know, Ant.
I'll tell you what's wrong with this kid. He's going to be a Super Bowl champ.
When you see those kids doing that in high school or in the grocery store, encourage them.
Yeah.
Don't yet. What the hell are you doing, kid? That kid's preparing.
Yeah,
He's practicing for his future goals in life. Making people miss.
Yeah.
And you're lucky to have been a part of it, to witness it. Yeah, you ask that kid his name and pay attention. Write it down. You'll probably see him somewhere later on in life. And you can talk about it. I saw that kid making people miss in the parking lot, in the grocery store. He was stiff arming carts. I saw him jump over one like OJ at the damn airport one time.
Oh, at the airport. Got it. Yep.
Watch out, man.
Yeah.
You got to go back to when OJ was before. People only think about OJ in a certain light.
Of course. Yeah.
OJ, prior to that thought, was actually like the dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like.
Well, that's what made the whole thing such a big moment in American history.
Him being found not guilty was exactly. Yeah.
That did happen.
It did. I had a guy tell me, so I got a friend who was an older player, played for the 49ers in the 80s, early 80s, and OJ's from San Francisco, and they would all be out like in LA. And he said, during that time, when OJ would walk in the building, everything stopped. This is the Showtime Lakers era, Kareem, Magic, like those guys could be in the building. When OJ came in, it's OJ's here. Like OJ was different, man.
Yeah.
That's the OJ I know. And then the OJ that was found not guilty, that most people are mad at because he was found not guilty of a crime that he was found not guilty of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was found not guilty of a crime.
I think that everything.
OJ, hell of a football player, man.
Yeah, no doubt. I think everything you talked about there about the walking in someplace and everything stop and all that, probably led to his blatant narcissism, his uncontrolled rage.
What do you mean, Anthony?
And not getting what he wanted. And led him to
being found not guilty of all charges.
That he absolutely
was found not guilty of 100%.
Should have been charged.
He was charged
found
and
guilty
found
for.
Not guilty of.
Yeah.
That damn glove, Anthony, it didn't fit.
It's, didn't fit because it was soaked in his blood.
No, man.
Going back to
allegedly.
Going back to the spin moves and stuff at the grocery store. I used to do this, and I still kind of do it. Maybe you guys do it too, but I love turning double plays, and I love faking the handoff.
I do play action.
All the time.
I don't know why. I was in the yard yesterday throwing the football around with the kids, and I swear every time I had to go play action before I threw the damn ball. When we're inside sometimes and we're playing with the football or whatever, I will often go play action off like a wall.
Yeah. You got to.
I got to go play action.
You got to extend it because otherwise they don't.
Yeah,
do you go open hand, empty hand, or ball in hand? Because
that's a good question.
That matters.
So
some people go empty hand with the ball tucked.
Yeah.
In their stomach. Some people stick that ball out there and then bring it back to the hand that they want to throw with.
When I was in high school, I learned how to with the two hands on the ball.
Okay.
In the gut, slide with my right hand out, and then let the open
empty
hand go. It wound up being open hand, yeah. But I would show ball, and then it's just a little slide.
Slide of hand.
And then you got to do the handoff here.
Yeah.
But yeah, every time, Marsh. Every time I got to go play action.
So there's that one. There's the double play. Also and I've never played basketball at all, other than shooting in the the driveway. But between the legs, trying to cross somebody up, even though there's nobody there, I'll do that too. Do a little spin move and then shoot.
Yeah,
probably miss, but it's not a real ball.
Baseball players are notorious for that. During, like batting cage sessions, when they have to pick up all the baseballs afterwards, they all think they're basketball players, and they'll do that. Shoot, and then I'm like, hey, we're picking this up twice
longer,
just
because you
take
keep
the
missing.
ball, drop it in the bucket. Stop with you're not Iverson.
Kobe.
Who's Iverson? All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What are some of the adjustments that the Cardinals could make to help themselves down the stretch? It's next on 101 ESPN. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. What are some adjustments that could help the Cardinals down the stretch? Now, we got a text from the 314 that does apply to this conversation, but I actually want to start off with the article, CD, that you had found, and this was from SI, and they outlined a couple of moves. So, number one, move Herrera out of the 2-hole. Well, they've already done that.
Yep.
Now, the reason they've, of course, need to do that, or at least consider it, and they've already done it, is because, as we talked about yesterday, the numbers for Ivan Herrera have been pretty dreadful of late. I don't know if moving him to the cleanup spot makes a difference, but maybe his approach does. You never know. I know that there's a huge difference between, like, for example, Matt Carpenter when he was a leadoff hitter, and he decided that he was going to add more pop to his. He took I think he took Clayton Kershaw deep one time in the postseason, and he realized there was a lot more power to his swing, and they wanted him to move down in the order. That changed his approach. I don't know if that's going to be the case with Ivan Herrera, but we'll see. So that one they already did. Number two was move Hunter Dobbins into the starting rotation permanently. Now, this does go hand in hand with the question that we got from the 314. Could the Cardinals satisfy the fan base by making moves internally, like Liberatore to the bullpen and Dobbins as a starter?
Yeah.
So this goes hand in hand with that move Hunter Dobbins into the starting rotation permanently.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, and I'm sure you are too, CD, that it would be for Liberatore. However, if they traded Dustin May at the deadline, Dobbins can then assume his spot.
Correct. So depending on how things pan out over the next, I guess, week to 10 days, who, if anyone, gets moved, or if not, if you don't trade anyone, then I think you have your answer there. But if Dustin May is traded, then you do have an opportunity. Hunter Dobbins has done a really good job in his couple of opportunities that he's had, specifically the one from a few days ago. I think the answers that the Cardinals are looking for are internally. I don't think that they are looking externally for the answers to some of their woes that they're having right now. So Hunter Dobbins is a perfect example of an internal option that if you do keep Dustin May and Matthew Liberatore struggles over these next few starts, you have an opportunity to put him in the bullpen and bring Hunter Dobbins in to be your fifth starter. And so you've really added depth and made both the bullpen and the starting rotation probably better, in my opinion.
The only thing is that the starting rotation has been pretty good. So I don't know if that's an adjustment that will make a huge difference. That's not to say I don't disagree. I disagree with it because I do think Dobbins moving him into the starting rotation makes a lot of sense. But I don't think, again, it would be in the place of Liberatore. I think it would be in the place of to replace Dustin May, like fill that spot. The third one was call up Joshua Baez.
I think I'm out on this one right now.
So Joshua Baez has really struggled.
Yeah, he's batting 138 in the month of July.
Yep.
We know that he can hit home runs. He's only hit 3. He has struck out 21 times in 58 at-bats. And his slugging percentage is almost it's over 300 points lower than what it was in June, which was 677. That is the highest slug. If you want to look at the months, the splits, 328 slugging percentage right now.
So what you're saying is if you do bring up Joshua Baez, what you're really trying to do is catch lightning in a bottle. And that's difficult to do in Major League Baseball. It does happen. Hey, we'll bring up a young guy who maybe he can provide a spark. But it is not likely that he comes up and is a huge difference if he's struggling at AAA.
And that's slug. OPS is over 400 points lower month to month. In June, 997. July, 567 for his OPS.
So that goes to show you that we, as human beings, see something initially and think it's still the same thing. Wait, Joshua Baez, he's raking. Not the case. He had a great start. He had a bunch of home runs. We talked about the strikeouts, and now he's not even putting the ball in play much.
That kind of answers the question I was texting with a texter earlier, and they were like, well, why aren't they bringing up such and such? And I'm like, well, maybe that person isn't ready. They had a great 3 or 4 weeks in AAA.
Yeah, no.
That is not.
So did Jimmy Crooks.
Correct.
Yes.
So you want to make sure that before you bring those players up, you're setting them up for success and not failure. And I do think that the Cardinals have learned. I think they learned a ton of information about how they are going to move along or move up players and move them around with Jordan Walker.
Yeah,
I think they learned a lot from that, and J.J. Weatherholt, because J.J. Weatherholt got here at 24 years old. Jordan Walker got here at 20 or 21.
Mm-hmm.
And the maturation process for both of those players was vastly different. Like where they are now, they're the same age now, but their stories are completely different. You brought one guy in who was older, more mature, had played collegiately, had success at that level, and came in and then went to the minors and had success. And then you brought him here. And Jordan Walker, you kind of rushed him up through the minors and threw him into the fire. He had some success, but it didn't go as well. Then you had 2 years of, oh, crap, how do we fix this? And so I don't think that they want to get into that position again with a young player. Before they get to there, they want to make sure that what they're witnessing is not just a 3-week span of hitting the ball really well. This is who you are, and I'm sure there are things that they can break down and watch and say, okay, this is repeatable. This is what he does well, and he's doing that consistently, and he's having success. Now we can bring him up. And if those things aren't happening, then you probably aren't looking to bring a player up to rush them here to maybe not have success.
Right.
If you were a fan of this team becoming more competitive sooner rather than later, we just mentioned some of these guys who might not be ready, and I don't know when they'll be ready, but doesn't that almost solidify the idea of trading some players away to get more players back?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it would.
At this current time?
Yes, absolutely. The other thing here, too, if we're going big picture here, you know, what's going to be the biggest adjustment internally? You shake up the bullpen. You jettison the guys that are really struggling right now, and you try to find your lightning in the bottle from a bullpen standpoint. That is the biggest weakness that you have. It doesn't solve everything, but if you can start closing out games that you're actually leading, like the one on Monday that you blew against the Angels, certainly the one against Arizona on Sunday, that would make the biggest difference. Bring up Joshua Baez does not make a big difference, especially if he's not hitting well. Having Dobbins enter the starting rotation, a starting rotation that's actually been pretty good, I don't think that makes a huge difference. Completely overhauling the bullpen, even internally, could make a huge difference.
With that being said, do you think heading into next season, again, if they play, do you think that Chaim Bloom in this front office will actually spend some money on bullpen pieces outside of the system?
It depends.
And move on from other bullpen pieces that have not worked out this year?
It depends. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be some sort of well, you know, hey, you could spend a lot of money on it. You could spend your money. You could spend some. That's not a lot. Some of your money. If you're not going to go for a big time starter,
yeah,
because you're not there yet. Bringing in a bunch of guys, bullpen pieces,
like 1 year,
for
2 years,
for 1 or 2 years, even if it's $10 million, $15 million, something like that, you can do that and not overcommit for the long haul.
Yeah.
So I could see that happening. They gradually start spending some money, and it's there first. They revamp their bullpen, especially if they don't love some of the younger pieces.
And if some of those younger pieces are ready to move up, then you plug those guys in, and then by the time those contracts end, you can move on from those guys, and you might feel comfortable with some of the younger pieces
Correct.
that aren't ready at this current moment in time.
It makes sense.
And you can still be competitive.
True. Do we have a Gauntlet contestant?
We do, yeah. Grant Francis fan club is going to join us. Apparently his whole family is listening.
Oh, no pressure. All right, we'll see who he chooses next in the Gauntlet on 101 ESPN.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. It's 4:05. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Jamie will be back with us on Monday. He's got the day off. Sam joins us. Sam, otherwise known on the text line and to listeners as Grant Francis's fan club. What's up, Sam?
Hey, how are you doing?
Sam, I've always wanted to ask you this. What made you such a big fan of our guy, Grant Francis?
Just hearing him sub a few times, he really knows his Blues stuff. Really liked what he contributed.
Perfect. Yeah. You're not wrong about that.
Mm-hmm.
We miss Grant around here, no doubt.
Yeah, he went quiet on Twitter, too. That's a shame.
Oh, man. Not really good dude, too, Sam. Really good dude.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to meet your heroes, but this is one that you want to meet. Sam, now we understand that your family is listening as well, your entire family?
Yep, they're in the other room, so we'll go listen to the results together. But, yeah, I'm isolated right now.
Where's your nervousness from 1 to 10, 1 being not nervous, 10 being extremely nervous?
2, but a certain category might bring it up a couple notches.
Okay. Do you want to tell us that category now?
No.
Okay. I don't blame you.
He gets it.
The wheel doesn't mess around here. All right. First, though, before we find out what category you get, would you like to take on CD, Marsh, or me in round 1?
Well, one of you has won the hardest championship in sports, so I'm going to go with Pee Wee Quebec champion Andrew Marsh.
There you go.
That was a nice curveball. I like that a lot. I pointed to CD, and then I had a reverse course.
Is funny.
All right, so Andrew Marsh then. Andrew Marsh is the selection. So tell Marsh to spin the wheel, Sam, and then we'll kick him out of here.
Spin the wheel, get out, and pack a lunch.
Oh, man.
Oh, Snapdragon. All right, the wheel has been spun. And now Marsh is heading out. He'll go to the cone of silence. Carey's got the launch codes. We'll wait until the wheel gets done spinning, and Marsh is in the cone of silence before we read this off. All right, so the wheel has spun here, Sam. So we don't choose. We're not going to choose the category for you, mess you up. I'm curious, which one did you not want?
I've had baseball the other 2 times I've been on, and those questions have just been brutal.
Can't make this up. I'm looking at the questions as you said that. It's baseball, Sam.
Well, I feel like my wheelhouse is about the same as Marshy's, so let's give it a shot.
Okay. Right. Sorry, man. All right. You're going to get 4 baseball-related questions. Each one is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions become worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Yep.
Question 1. The Giants signed this right-hander to a 5-year, $90 million contract before the 2016 season. Here's your hint. He was a 2-sport star at Notre Dame.
I feel like I don't know many Giants pitchers. This was past Lincecum's era. I feel like Bumgarner might be too obvious. Go ahead and give me the options.
Jeff Samardzija, Russ Ortiz, or Cameron Cotter.
Yikes. Shot in the dark, Cameron Cotter. Final answer.
Question number 2. In 1997, Larry Walker won the National League's MVP award, but he failed to lead that Colorado team in runs batted in. Who did?
Oh, well, at least I've heard of Larry Walker, so we're getting somewhere. But I don't know if I could name any other 1997 Rockies, so I have to go with the options again.
Is it Ellis Burks, Todd Helton, or Andres Galarraga?
Okay, well, I have heard of Helton. I think he actually was an option last time I played, but I have heard of him, so that seems too obvious, maybe. Go option A, I guess. Final answer.
So you have Ellis Burks.
Yeah.
I used to love Ellis Burks, CD. I felt like he was just kind of like underrated.
Yeah.
Bounced around a little bit, but he always made an impact. All right, back to it, Sam. Question number 3. Can you tell us the NCAA record holder for most home runs in a season?
My uncle is a pitching coach for Missouri State for like 30 years, so he's going to hate me for having no clue about NCAA.
Is he in the other room?
Stats. He's actually on his way. So options again.
Okay. All right. Your options: Troy Gloss, Pete Incavilla, or Lance Berkman.
A couple former Cardinals. Let's go. I have a feeling about Troy Gloss. Let's go Troy Gloss. Final answer.
Okay.
Final question. How many Gold Gloves has former Cardinal Harrison Bader won?
Well, options will be no help on this one. It would probably be like 1, 2, or 4. 2, maybe. Yeah, let's go 2. Final answer.
All right. All right, let's bring back Andrew Marsh from the Cone of Silence. Sam, how you feeling?
I don't like having to use the options on 3 of the 4, but I don't know if Marsh is going to do much better.
What would be your sport of choice?
Hockey, and I'm good at random, too.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Marsh is back from the Cone of Silence. How was it, Marsh?
It was good. I came across an X post that said those 13 games that Embiid and LeBron James will play together will be electric.
Oh, nice, good.
So I was laughing in the Cone of Silence.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that number's that high.
Oh, come on, man. Because of Embiid?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Marsh. Your category today is baseball.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Sam already told you.
So yeah.
You good.
All right, question 1. The Giants signed this right-hander to a 5-year, $90 million contract before the 2016 season. Here's your hint. He was a 2-sport star at Notre Dame.
Oh, man. You said 2016?
Yes, sir.
This is the fellow that played for the Cubs, I think. Why am I blanking on his name? Oh, man. If you give me the options, and I think I'll know it once you give me the options.
Cameron Cotter, Russ Ortiz, or Jeff Samardzija?
Jeff Samardzija, final answer.
Question number 2. In 1997, Larry Walker won the National League's Most Valuable Player award, but he failed to lead that Colorado team in runs batted in. Who did?
97, huh?
Yep.
I feel like Todd Helton would be a good answer. Or was it Dante Bichette? Was he on that 97 team? I feel like Todd Helton is such a clear-cut answer. But I'm going to take a stab at it, and I'm going to say Dante Bichette. Final answer.
All right, Marsh, question number 3. Can you tell us the NCAA record holder for most home runs in a season?
Like player or team?
Player.
Player. NCAA record home runs in a season. Let's use those options.
Troy Gloss, Pete Incavilla, or Lance Berkman?
Okay, so we have 2 guys that I know and 1 guy that I don't. For whatever reason, I'm not going to do the Pete guy. I'm going to go with Troy Gloss. Final answer.
Final answer. I'm sorry. Final answer. From him.
Yeah.
Not a question. From me.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Words are hard, man.
Nah, you're good.
How many Gold Gloves has former Cardinal Harrison Bader won?
Well, there's that one season where like 5 guys won. They all won Gold Gloves. And I think he was one of them. I don't know if he's won more than one. Maybe he wasn't one of those guys. I'll say 1. Could be 0. I don't think it's 2. I'll say 1, though, final answer.
All right. Let's go over these. Sam versus Marsh. Can you tell us the NCAA record holder for most home runs in a season? Marsh said Troy Gloss. Sam said Troy Gloss. Correct answer is...
Yes, Pete Incaviglia.
Of course it is.
Pete Incaviglia.
Of course it
nice
is.
job there. They always go with the outlier.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
We got a 0-0 tie. In 1997, Larry Walker won the National League's MVP award, but he failed to lead that Colorado team in runs batted in. Who did? Sam said Ellis Burks with the options. Marsh said Dante Bichette without the options. Correct answer is...
Andres Galarraga.
Andres Big Cat Galarraga. He had 140. Bichette, Marsh, not an option. Todd Helton was, though.
Was he on that 97 team? Was he even on that team?
I imagine he was, yeah.
We'll have to look it up when we're done.
Right now, 0-0. Okay. The Giants signed this right-hander to a 5-year, $90 million contract before the 2016 season. Here's your hint. He was a 2-sport star at Notre Dame. Marsh took the options, went with Jeff Samardzija. Sam took the options and went with Cameron Cotter. Correct answer is...
Jeff Samardzija.
Yeah.
Hell of an athlete,
He was a
man.
great wide receiver in college, man.
I was disappointed he went to play baseball.
He was going to be a first-round pick.
I was wrong.
Yeah, no, you got some money. You got some money on that one. So Marsh has a 1-point lead over Sam. Final question, and this one's big. How many Gold Gloves has former Cardinal Harrison Bader won? Without the options, Marsh said 1. Without the options, Sam said 2.
Ooh.
If it's 2, Sam wins today. If it's 1, or any other number except for 2, Marsh wins. So, Carey, how many Gold Gloves has former Cardinal Harrison Bader won?
1.
Sam.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today.
Sam, I'm so sorry, man. He got you 3-0 today.
Yeah, real defensive struggle.
Yeah.
I was between 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah. Yeah, baseball as a whole, Carey, is just such a hard category.
Oh, come on now.
We could at least win. Jamie's not here.
Dang.
Nobody's safe. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Good job, Sam.
Yeah. All right, Sam. Sorry, man.
Yeah, thanks. You don't have to say good job. I got shut out.
It's okay.
But you know what? You didn't want baseball. Damn wheel spot. The wheel knew anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to take the wheel out to dinner or something.
You do.
Yeah,
Buy it a dinner. Maybe a couple of drinks. Yep.
Hey, we appreciate you always texting in and giving us your thoughts and opinions on the text line.
Yep, thanks.
Yeah. All right, Sam. Good luck, man. Have a great weekend and try again at some point.
Thanks.
Can I that 97 team for the Rockies, can I read some batting averages for you?
They're pretty good.
And Bichette was on that
Yeah,
team.
he was.
Yeah.
Ellis Burks was batted 290.
Mm-hmm.
Walt Weiss, he batted 270. Eric Young was 282. Andres Galarraga, 318. Vinny Castilla, 304. Dante Bichette, 308. Larry Walker, 366.
Wow. He batted 366? How many at bats? 4?
568 bats.
I know the math wouldn't have mattered there, but that's unbelievable.
That is.
Larry Walker, 366.
Are you kidding me?
He had a 9.8 WAR for that season. It's insane. 49 home runs, 130 driven in. He stole 33 bases too.
What the hell? Do you think they finished third in their division?
Wow. At least he won the MVP. I mean, who the hell else had it? If somebody had a better season than that.
No.
Do you think baseball players have gotten worse over time?
Hell yeah.
They've gotten more one-dimensional. There's no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
33 stolen bases. 40. How many home runs? 49.
49.
And batted 366, Anthony.
That's correct.
With an OPS of 1172.
So this is steroid era too. 49 home runs.
Or has pitching gotten better?
That too.
Maybe pitching has gotten better.
Oh, I definitely.
Guys are throwing.
Yeah.
They ain't throwing 103.
They're throwing wiffle balls out there.
Yeah.
95 plus.
Again, with all due respect to the greats, and I won't start naming names, but like no disrespect to the greats, okay? But I would like to see some of these guys jump into the batter's box against Paul bleeping Skeens. You know?
I think the greats would still. I think Barry Bonds would handle that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would. I believe.
I'm going way back.
How far back are you going?
Babe Ruth. Like Babe Ruth, like one of the greatest. Babe Ruth ain't sniffing 98. With movement.
Do you remember when the Cardinals played at Rickwood and they had Barry Bonds on the pregame? And I believe it.
They were asking about Satchel Paige, weren't they?
And he goes, gone.
Yes.
Yes. Give a damn how fast you throw that ball up there, man.
Ken Griffey Jr. was like, what?
Yeah. Bonds was so disrespectful, but you have to kind of give it to him because he was just being himself.
Yeah.
He was just being honest. Yeah, I can't remember some of the other pitchers they mentioned, but I would have taken him deep.
Like Satchel Paige.
Yeah, no issues.
Unbelievable pitcher.
No issues.
Gas.
Yeah.
Gone.
Mm-hmm.
He said against me. That question must have been for somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hilarious. All right. Which SEC coach has the most pressure to win a championship? That's next on 101 ESPN. It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. So which SEC coach has the most pressure to win a championship? And this was the brainchild of UCD. And you lay out some of the good examples here, so I won't steal your thunder. Walk us through what your thoughts were on this topic.
Well, I was looking at some of the name brand coaches that you have in the SEC, and it feels like every year there's like a need or a necessity for them to win a championship. And so, which one, in my opinion, I was asking which one do you feel has the most pressure on them? And I started with Lane Kiffin. He had a terrible, messy divorce from Ole Miss where he was unable to coach in the semifinal game and had to exit because of how the NCAA calendar works, and he had to move on and go to LSU and was unable to help that team, potentially put them in the championship game and potentially win a championship game because of, rules and regulations. But now he's at LSU. With the way that Ole Miss played last year and how close they were to winning the national championship, one game away from being in it, is he under pressure to be at that same level this year with LSU right away?
I think Lane Kiffin will be under a tremendous amount of pressure because of the messy exit from Ole Miss. Everybody's going to be watching. Everybody's going to be watching what he does because of the way he left Ole Miss. One game from potentially playing in a championship, and now he left them before the playoffs, but they eventually got to one game before the championship. So clearly he had the talent.
Yeah.
And why did you go to LSU? Because you wanted
you thought you were going to win a championship.
Yeah. So I think he will be under a tremendous amount of pressure. I don't know if he'll be under the most pressure, though, because it's his first season.
Yeah, I think the pressure is not so much associated with winning a championship, at least with him, as much as it is don't get embarrassed. Whatever that looks like throughout the season. You got to beat Ole Miss, right? Start with that.
Yeah, at the very least.
You got to beat them.
You left them high and dry.
You have to do better than what you
thought
Kelly
you were walking into.
Yes.
Next one on the list is Kalen DeBoer, entering his third year after replacing Nick Saban at Alabama. In his first 2 years, they have lost 8 games. Nick Saban only lost 8 games. He lost 5. He took him 5 years to lose 8 games. And Kalen DeBoer has lost 8 games in his first 2 years.
Did it? Because I thought Saban lost 6 in his first year.
No. His last 5 years, Nick Saban only lost 8
His last
games.
5. Okay.
That's I may have misspoke.
No,
his
sorry.
His last 5 seasons, he only lost 8 games.
He's obviously under a lot of pressure because it's Alabama. But Kalen DeBoer brought Washington to the national championship. The guy knows what he's doing. I think he does. I think Kalen DeBoer is a really good coach. And just to say, well, he got all Saban's guys. That's not necessarily true. There's a lot of guys that have either left early or left over time because Saban retired. So I don't necessarily think that Kalen DeBoer should be under a ton of pressure. Obviously, you got to win. It's Bama, but even Nick Saban, it took a little while for him to get to Alabama, get his culture imprinted on the students and all that. I don't know. Kalen DeBoer's probably the most obvious one, but I think there's one more that I would go with over him.
I'm going to say no, just because they gave him that contract extension, that 7-year contract extension that will run through 2033. I cannot see them buying him out in year 1 of that, essentially. So I don't think there's a ton of pressure. I mean, could you see them saying, you know what, screw it?
If they win, how many games they got? 7-6. Heck yeah.
Buy it out.
8-4. 8-5. Yeah.
In this year though?
Yeah.
Or do you think he gets one year? I don't see them being that bad though.
I don't know what they're going to look like. They got a new quarterback. They got their running game last year was atrocious. Jeremy Bernard is gone. He was their leading receiver. Ryan Coleman Williams, I think that's his name now. Ryan Coleman Williams is had a really good freshman year, struggled last year. I don't know what he's going to be going into this season. But offensively, they running the football was hard on the eyes. It was hard to watch.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one of the things that they need to get corrected for this year. I don't know what they are. I don't know. I think the sports books have them at like 8.5 wins
for Alabama,
which could easily be 7 or it could be 9.
Yeah, true.
Where's the pressure coming from? If it's coming from the fans, then yeah, this guy's under a tremendous amount of pressure. If it's coming from the university, well, they kind of they backed him in a year where they went to the college football playoff, but they got their teeth kicked in by the eventual national champion. We kind of see where the university, where they stand with Kalen DeBoer. And we have one Alabama fan on our text line who trusts in this guy. So
I think Marsh brings up a good point. Where's the pressure coming from? If it's for fans, for most of them, it's probably pretty high. And if it's from the media, it's probably pretty high. Paul Feinbaum can't say enough bad things about Kalen DeBoer. Like every time I turn around and see something from Feinbaum, it's like, hey, don't forget, Kalen DeBoer's a bum.
Yeah.
You know? Like, hey, what do you think about LSU this year? I do know that Kalen DeBoer is a bum at Bama. Then I'll get to LSU. Like, he's just been all over them. Can I give you one more that I think is under immense pressure?
Who you got?
And I think people are going to disagree with me, but the guy's making $8 million. He, in his first year, 7-6, second year, 8-5, third year, 5-7, 9-4 in his fourth year, his only winning season, and he's 4-8 last year. Any guesses? $8 million.
Read those numbers again.
He's been there since 2021.
Okay.
7-6, 8-5, 5-7, 9-4, and 4-8. In conference play last year, he was they were 1-7.
Oh, who the hell is that? Let me see.
And he's making $8 million.
Making $8 million. I'm at a loss for words. Not Tennessee, not Texas A&M.
Like, if I put it that way to you,
it's not Josh Heupel, is it?
No,
Tennessee was way better
Josh
than
Heupel.
that.
No. If I put it that way to you,
what were they last year?
They were 4-8 overall.
Shane Beamer,
1-7 in conference play. Shane Beamer of South Carolina.
It's South Carolina.
You got Lenore Sellers back. You've got your stud pass rusher back as well in Stewart. So those two guys both announced their intentions to come back to Columbia in 2026. Mm-hmm. You've got one winning record since 2021, and you're pulling down pretty good change.
I thought he was heavily exposed as a head coach when they blew that 27-point lead late in the season to, who was it, Texas A&M? Is that who it was?
A couple years ago?
No, that was last year.
No, it was. Was it Vanderbilt?
I can't remember who it was.
You know what? It was
Texas A&M.
It was Texas A&M? Okay.
Yeah. That was bad. Dude. I remember watching that game, and I was thinking, what are they doing?
And that was the overtime. Didn't go to overtime?
I don't think it did. I think
they may have had more that they just blew. Okay, so I figured somebody would disagree with me, and CDA looks like it's going to be you. So why would you disagree on that guy's not under pressure?
He might be under pressure, but not to win a championship. He's under pressure.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, he's not to win. I don't think anybody.
Championship? They can't even win a game.
I forgot the last part of that. Just to win a championship.
Yeah. That was the part.
My bad, dog.
Steve Sarkisian is on this list.
Steve Sarkisian is the poster child of this whole conversation.
Yeah. So they got the top quarterback coming back for.
Yeah, you're number one last year.
Number one last year.
Yeah. No, the answer is Steve Sarkisian. I was already to the next part of this, which is like, who else is under pressure?
Who's on the hot seat?
Yeah.
That guy is for sure.
Can I throw a little bit of a pushback on Steve Sarkisian? While I do agree, I think we see, would you say, at least in the SEC, for the most part, the head coach is a bigger face than the players? Maybe not so much when like Tim Tebow was playing or like some of those other guys, but at least right now, would you say that some of the bigger head coaches in the SEC are bigger faces than the players on their roster?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, I don't know if that's the case in Texas. I feel like Arch Manning is the bigger face. There's more
hype,
mystery, whatever you want to call it, intrigue surrounding Arch Manning. So if that team fails, I think it'll fall on him before it will fall on Steve Sarkisian.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. I mean, you could be in the camp of, well, he is the head coach and he needs to have his quarterback prepared.
Yeah.
He's the guy that brought him in. I mean, why wouldn't you bring him in? Because of the name. I understand that.
Right.
But Arch Manning has not lived up to the hype that people have given him. Whether that's fair or not, I still think he'll be criticized if that team fails.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Fair point. I just wonder if people look at it and say,
I think it's on Sark, though.
Yeah, if I think, Marsh, I think it's a really fair point that you just made. I just wonder if people will be like, just like we do with the Cardinals sometimes, like Jordan Walker. Damn Cardinals screwed him up. Damn Sark screwed him up. You had a Manning, and you screwed it up.
Yeah.
So I think fans want to blame the person in charge more than anything. I think they want to blame the head coach. I think they definitely want to blame the manager. I think they want to blame typically the guy that's calling the shots.
Can I bring up another head coach? Now, this head coach has won multiple national championships, but I would say Georgia has been the face of the SEC since the tail end of Nick Saban's tenure in the SEC with Alabama.
Yes, agreed.
Yet they have not lived up to their standard in terms of winning championships in the last X amount of years. If they are the poster child of the SEC in this current era of college football, why are they not winning more? Could you say that he is under pressure to get back to being the standard of not only the SEC, but of college football?
My first inclination is to say no, but I don't know why. You know, the way you outlined it with Georgia makes a lot of sense. But for some reason, and maybe it's just because he's won 2 national championships and Georgia is like always in the mix, that I wouldn't say that he's under pressure to win again. Because I don't think Georgia's got the best team either. I think maybe that goes to your point. Like, hey, we're just, you know.
But yeah, like what happened?
Yeah.
I think they got some other issues over there at Georgia.
Yeah. They tailing back to Jalen Carter's days.
They got some issues that they got to figure that out.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That is very bad. Yeah. And they keep popping up, too. That's the biggest problem. It's not like it happened. It happened once. Yeah, I don't know. I don't view it that way. Remind me, did Georgia...
They won 2 in a row. What are you asking?
The playoffs last year? I can't remember.
They were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They had a bye, and then they lost to Ole Miss in the second round.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yep. Boy, I love the playoffs.
Who would love it with more teams, though?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
More the merrier.
Yeah.
Bring more people to this party, man.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Open them doors. Yeah. 24. You're in.
No complaints from me, brother.
Okay. Yep.
I think Texas needs to start with, let's just make the playoff first before we start thinking about a national championship.
They were close last year. And under CD and I's new format, they would be in they would have been in.
Yeah.
Well,
get them in.
So would have Western Michigan. Texas probably loses to Western Michigan in the first round.
I'd love to see it. Tell you how soft that SEC conference is.
That would be your takeaway. It'd be like a big victory for the MAC. And
Anthony,
CD,
I always believed in the MAC.
No. CD would be like, I told you.
Terrible.
The SEC's overrated. All right. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Any other coaches that we want to highlight? So we agree.
I had Pete Golding on here as well because he took a team. Well, he inherited a team that made it to the semifinal.
I think he's under the microscope because no more Lane Kiffin. So
he needs to prove that he's not a fraud before they win a national championship.
Right, but I certainly am not putting any sort of undue pressure on him. I guess that's how I'd put that. Yeah. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Does the Cards rotation deserve more recognition? At least one writer said absolutely yes. We'll tell you who that is and tell you what he said next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Cincinnati Reds tonight with Dustin May on the mound. First pitch is at 7:15. The Cards are currently 1.5 games back of the Arizona Diamondbacks for that final wild card spot. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Josh Jacobs of MLB.com, who covers the Cardinals for Major League Baseball, discusses recently why the Cardinals rotation deserves more recognition. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. So in the article, Josh Jacobs writes, entering play on Friday, so today, Cardinals rotation owns the 10th best ERA in Major League Baseball for 4.09, with the 9th most quality starts, 37. It hasn't always been flashy, ranking 28th in strikeout rate, but Cardinals starters have more often than not put the club in position to win. Pitching often doesn't get the flowers it deserves when the offense isn't producing at a high level. Since June 24th, which is 25 games, the Cardinals offense ranks 28th in baseball in batting average and on-base percentage and 29th in slugging percentage. Over that same stretch, the Cardinals rotation has the 6th best ERA in baseball at 3.47, even if it doesn't always feel like it. I think that Josh Jacobs brings up really good points. The rotation has been steady and backed by the numbers, as Jacobs puts. He's right. It probably deserves more recognition than what we've given it. My question, though, moving forward, and this wasn't the point of Josh's article here. He was, again, just kind of giving the flowers to him. My question is, what does it mean, though, for the future? Because, yeah, he's right. The rotation has been much better than we thought. But Dustin May is highly unlikely to be out of the mix either at the trade deadline or certainly at the end of the year.
Yeah.
You could put Hunter Dobbins in there and be fine, but is that starting rotation, you good for next year?
For next year, no.
That's what I'm talking about, for the future.
No. I think there are going to be some upgrades and some additions. But I think when you're talking about kind of where the Cardinals are and if they have the 6th best ERA in the last 25 games, but yet they've been struggling in the way that they are, this is who this team is. It is, you can couple that, the lack of hitting or timely hitting or, sacrificing when you need to. You can also couple that with the bullpen that has shown up and kind of blown up at different times throughout the entire season, but also during that stretch. So I think it's both things. I think it's all things encompassing.
Yeah.
But that's what middle tier to lower tier teams do. They're not at the point yet where they're, above average, where they can get out of these ruts and have the success both from the starting rotation, the bullpen, and the lineup is playing well. And also defense is really good too. Like, I think good teams have all the elements of a really good baseball team that are able to do all of those things consistently. Mm-hmm. And bad teams are not consistent. And and young teams are not consistent.
Right.
And that's what the Cardinals are right now. They're a young team. I don't think they're a bad team, but they're just a young team that has a lot of inconsistent ways about them. And to me, if I'm reading this or heard that, and I see that the starting rotation has had, some really good signs and some really good showings, I'm excited about that. Mm-hmm. Because I know what areas this team needs to get better in, and that's the bullpen, and then that's, in different parts of the lineup as well.
Yeah. Going back to the starting rotation for a second here, guys, when something is working consistently, people tend to take it for granted, right? So the analogy that Josh used was when the Wi-Fi was working. Cardinals rotation is kind of like Wi-Fi. It sits silently in the background doing its job, making sure everything runs smoothly. It only really draws attention when something goes wrong. He's absolutely right. We notice the blown saves. We notice the 10-run games offensively, and I'm talking about the offense. Mm-hmm. We notice the walk-off home runs or the walk-off hit by pitches. We notice those big things.
Yeah.
You rarely notice, or rarely after the game is through, depending on how the game ends, you rarely talk about the 6 innings or the 3 runs or fewer that allowed. the only handful of walks or no walks, keeping the game manageable. And that is something that the Cardinals' rotation has been outstanding at. Mm-hmm. Moving forward, even if they were to make the postseason, though, your pitching really stands out in the postseason. Are you ready to go to war in a 3-game, and war, of course, in baseball terms, not an actual war? I don't want to disrespect.
Wins above replacement.
There you go. Don't want to respect the fine men and women of our military. But when you go into battle, we'll say, in a shortened series, and somebody can throw, like the Phillies can throw what they have at you, the Braves can throw what they have at you, and then you go and you're like, hey, we got some serviceable guys here. That's when it really stands out.
Well, I think that's what people see now. We look at what this rotation is, and we like some pieces, but I think people understand that you don't have that dude in your rotation who can go up against some of the best in Major League Baseball when it really matters. You just brought up the Wi-Fi example. Mm-hmm. I look at the Cardinals as a team with pretty good Wi-Fi, but I look at other teams that have a wired connection. They got that Ethernet cable in there. They're getting better speeds.
They got that high speed stuff.
Yeah, they have the fiber connection.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying?
I do.
So if we want to use the Wi-Fi thing there, other teams have better Wi-Fi. The Cardinals have good Wi-Fi, and it'll work.
Yeah, like two or 3 bars.
Some teams got that wired connection going.
Right.
And those video game players know what I'm talking about. You need that. You need that Ethernet cable.
That's hilarious. Run prevention too. Just going back to the article. Run prevention is an overall team statistic, right? Like, over the last month, the offense has been among the worst in baseball. Meanwhile, the rotation has been among the best, or at least in the top 10 in baseball. That changes how you evaluate losses. When a starter gives you 6 innings, 2 runs, it's generally a winning performance. But if the offense scores once, the loss isn't primarily on the pitching staff. But we tend to look at it as just let's bypass it.
Well, and it also talks about Michael McGreevy, who it says based on, I guess, qualified starters, he's 15th best in ERA, but he's like 4-8 or 4-10 this year.
Exactly.
Like,
he was 4-7 going into yesterday, 4-8
right now.
Yeah.
Like you're pitching well, and I know yesterday he gave up 4 runs, but you're at a 3.07 ERA for the season, but you've only won 4 games and lost 8 of them.
Right.
That it's a team, and that's why you often talk about wins and losses are not a pitcher stat.
That stat to me is kind of what you bring up with quarterbacks in Super Bowls.
Yeah,
it's a team's at 4-7. That's not on the pitcher,
right?
And I know some people argue, well, they gave me a chance to win. You telling me that Michael McGreevy hasn't given you a chance to win more times than not? Yeah. His record would indicate otherwise, though. So that statistic more than any other really drives me crazy. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We're going to go to the Daily Drop next. So we'll hear from you. Your mic drops, Scott Lee Eating Company mic drops, anything that you discussed throughout the day or maybe some questions. Daily Drop next on 101 ESPN. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Time for the Daily Drop. And Marsh, you pulled out a good one for us today. Who's this from?
So this one is from Aaron, who sent us a mic drop, and it kind of plays off of our conversation from earlier today.
Okay, so here's a question. Would you guys or fans feel different if Mo was still in the front office? Because I feel like that's the big difference between being patient now. You can see that there's a plan. There's actually movement towards it. I'm not upset if they don't make moves at the deadline because you can see the plan, and it's not the same person for the past 10 years feeding us these what we came to know as lies. So I feel like that's the big difference in not being emotional about it now and actually being able to be patient, is that there's a new face in front of it, and he seems to actually be sticking to what he said his plan was. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah, Aaron, it's a fantastic question. The only thing I'd push back, and I'll just keep this brief, the only thing I'd push back on is I don't think Mo lied. I don't think Mo ever lied about anything. I think some fans got tripped up on the, hey, be patient. There's still a lot of time left in the offseason, and thinking that Mo was just going to make this big splash move. That's just and I'm not talking to Aaron directly here, but that's just your expectations not being met. And you're emotional about it in your feels, and then you say Mo lied. Again, not direct at Aaron. So I don't think Mo lied. I think he probably thought that he was going to make other moves, and then just got way too conservative and risk averse, and then didn't wind up doing anything. And to Aaron's bigger point, which I totally agree with, is that if this was Mo, things would definitely feel different.
Yeah.
Because toward the end of Mo's tenure, the thing that was infuriating to me was that there was no creativity. I didn't expect you to get to sign off from the DeWitts to go get Shohei Ohtani. Like I wasn't living in a dream fantasy world where he was just going to be able to do what the Dodgers do. But there are other ways, and Doug Armstrong, and now hopefully Alexander Steen will take this approach too. There are other ways to be more aggressive, more proactive, more creative at the deadline or in the offseason to improve your club. And instead it was, this pitcher wanted to be here, so check the box for us. Hey, we brought him back. Like, come on, man. It just got to be the same tired approach, same risk aversion to any sort of, not even big move, but just any sort of move. And that was the thing that really ticked me off. And if we were going to see that over and over again, my soul would have left its body.
I think Chaim Bloom it's a clean slate. Like he got here and had a clean slate. And I think where Mo, I don't want to say where he ran into trouble is, but where the frustration, I think, comes from the fan bases. In Mo's mind, he was unable or unwilling to do what Chaim Bloom has done, which is reset. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a rebuild. It doesn't have to be a reset. Start over.
Sure.
But not from scratch. But you can start over and say, okay, we're going to start right here. I don't think Mo had the ability, not that he was unable to do it, but just I think the expectations were too much where he didn't feel that the fan base would accept what Chaim Bloom has done now, if that makes sense. Like what Chaim Bloom being a new face, a new name, a new person, a new mindset, a new regime, like you can come in and start certain parts of this over. Where I've been here so long, if I probably don't have enough time to even see it through, and B, they're going to rip me to shreds if I say we're trading Nolan Arenado, we're trading Paul Goldschmidt, we're trading him, we're trading Brendan Donovan. But it's not that much pushback for Chaim Bloom when he did it.
Right.
So I think Mo is just kind of caught in that scenario where
I can see that.
Not unwilling, but maybe just didn't feel like it was something that would be feasible and be appreciated or respected from the Cardinal fan base as much as it is respected when Chaim Bloom has done it.
To your point, if the DeWitts every year went to Mo and said, you got a $100 budget, okay, we'll just use the $100, just an arbitrary number. You got $100, but that $100 has got to either go to it's got to be spread, either minor leagues or major leagues, or you could just dump it in the major leagues, or you could just dump it in the minor leagues, but you're only getting $100. That's it. That's all. Be smart with your money. To your point, Mo's looking at it like, well, if I don't do anything with the big league club, even if I know the minor league system needs a lot more resources right now, I got to go to the big league club because the fans are going to be like, well, why aren't you doing anything this offseason? Yeah. So to your point, Mo was probably, because of circumstances, forced to dump in the money. Now, could he still have been smarter with the hundo? Yeah. I don't think you needed to bring in
only go so far.
Well, you know what I mean, arbitrary number, CD. Whereas Bloom comes in, it's like, all right, I'm going to give you a 105, all right? I'm going to sweeten the pot a little bit, but it's got to be spread out. And Bloom says to the fan base, hey, don't expect much in the offseason. We got a lot of work to do to tear this thing down, okay? And then he invests the 105 in his minors.
Yeah.
So
all of it.
And it's more acceptable. They're like, Bloom's got a plan.
I see it now.
Yeah.
This could be an unfair question, and this individual that I'm about to bring up, there's some controversy surrounding this guy. But
Tony Romo?
No, not Tony Romo.
Right.
We talked about him earlier today. But what do you think that this organization looks like if Jeff Luhnow took over as general manager instead of John Mozeliak? Because Jeff Luhnow went to the Astros in 2011 and built up the Astros to being what they are now, essentially. Obviously, they're not the same as they were in the late 2020s, or late 2010s.
Sure.
But I just wonder what that looks like, because he had a pretty decent role in building the Cardinals throughout those years.
Yeah. A lot of people thought that it was more him.
When he left, like the Cardinals weren't the same.
No, and that's led to somebody trying to steal all Jeff Luhnow's trade secrets, which wound up being an interesting situation. Would you have been okay with a rebuild? Because that's what the Astros did, and I mean like a true rebuild tank job. I'm talking about tanking, because that's what Luhnow did in Houston.
But when he took over, where was that team? The Cardinals were not in that position at the time.
Correct.
They were coming off of a World Series.
The only thing I'm saying is, I don't know if Luhnow would have. I don't know what his approach would have been here to better answer your question. Because when he got to Houston, he tanked.
Yeah, but he had a pretty decent role in building up what the Cardinals were in terms of their system.
Sure. We're assuming everything stays the same.
100%. That's why I said it might be an unfair question. It's an interesting
hypothetical.
Interesting hypothetical.
I'll tell you what, though. Same ownership.
That is true.
So I wonder if things don't change as much as we think. Same ownership group, same budget restrictions. Interesting hypothetical nonetheless. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter. Let's do Beat the Streak and Bet the Board next here on 101 ESPN.
to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
508 Your Time Check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Time for Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Is our guy Kevin back?
Kevin is back.
Yes. So Kevin's got
baby.
3. Yeah, Kevin's got 3 points.
Yes, yeah. Anthony, you said he was going to go on a run.
Man, just CD, sometimes you got to believe in people.
Yeah, good job, Anthony.
I believe in Kevin. No, good job to Kevin. He's doing all the hard work. All right, Kevin, welcome.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. Kevin's like, I'm getting praise. I don't feel good about this.
Yeah, I'm not used to that. Usually I go home and I'm getting yelled at. So.
Well, listen, man.
We're trying to, hey, man. Man, listen. I think we all get it.
Good thing my wife doesn't listen to the station, or else that'd be even more trouble.
Yeah, that's 100% correct, Kevin. All right, so is Kevin in the lead here?
Kevin is in the lead. Well, technically he's tied with you, but Kevin gets to go first.
All right. Kevin, you are up.
I'll take Eugenio Suarez.
Eugenio Suarez of the Cincinnati Reds. All right. I'm gonna go a little different here. I've been taking JJ Weatherholtz.
Whenever you do that, you never go different.
No, I am. Give me Ivan Herrera. He's been struggling a little bit, but got the day off yesterday. I'm going to take Herrera.
All right, I am up next, and I am going to go with Lars Nootbaar.
The Newt.
I'm glad you all didn't. I will take. Is it on me?
Yep.
Or is it Jamie?
Technically, it's Jamie, but
Jamie likes Arroyo. Arroyo.
Okay.
Is that Bronson Arroyo's brother?
Yeah, Arroyo.
Give me Jordan Walker.
Jordan Walker for CD. Okay, there you go. Kevin, we'll talk to you on Monday.
I'll talk to you on Monday. See y'all.
There you go. Good man. We'll see you, bud. That's because Kevin's going to be back here after Suarez gets a hit tonight.
Yeah, from your lips to God's ears, man.
Yeah, darn right. All right.
You said it.
From Beat the Streak to Bet the Board, where I continue to be lousy. All right. Marsh, how did we do last night?
All right, so Detroit, Kansas City. The under did hit in that game. They scored 7 runs in total, which means Jamie picked up a point. They did not score in the first inning, which means I picked up a point. And Spencer Torkelson went 0 for gopher. So Carey did not pick up a point.
Come on, man.
Anthony, you had your pick. It was a live pick. The Cardinals and the Diamondbacks. You went with the under.
I did.
That did not hit.
That did not do well at all.
Yeah, that was bad, huh?
That was real bad, man. That was real bad.
This is really bad.
That's really bad. All right, so what's the point totals now?
So Carey has 4 points, as you just heard his disgust.
CD4.
Jamie is tied with you, Anthony, with 6 points.
Jamie 6, me 6.
And I have 8 points right now.
Oh, Marsh.
You're running away with this damn thing. It's over now.
Thing's done, man.
They might as well stop playing.
Somebody throwing the damn towel for us. Man. Marsh is killing us.
Why are we even doing this?
Let's finish out the month anyway.
Sure?
This is the last day of the month. So
don't
Marsh,
be saying that.
Okay.
Don't be saying that.
This is the last day of the month?
No, because it'd be a Freedom Friday.
You don't have to explain it to him, man.
He knows.
Barely.
Next
This young man almost said final answer twice without even taking the options.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct.
He ain't always locked in.
No, sir.
He got other crap going on to worry about. He ain't worried about that. If you'd have just said, well, Marshall, go ahead. Just pick your parlay. He might have said, oh, shoot.
My man burned his parlay one month.
Really early.
With 4 days left.
Because it was a Freedom Friday.
Gotta be
the last day of the month.
Hey, This is absolutely the last day of the month. Anyways, Marsh, now that we're done berating you, let's remind you that you are in first place.
Thank you. Today, I'm going to go back to the first inning. Just get it over with. We have Cam Schlittler on the mound for the Yankees. He's facing off against Jesus Luzardo of the Phillies. So give me that under half a run in the first inning of the Yankees and Phillies game. So no runs on the board in the first inning. That's what I'm shooting for.
What's the odds on that?
Minus 130.
Sweet sassy molassie.
Every time I hear Jesus, I think of what is it, Die Hard with a Vengeance? When Samuel L. Jackson, he's like, Jesus. I said, why do you keep calling me Jesus?
I don't know.
So they call you. It's Hey Zeus.
Why do you keep calling me Jesus?
That's what the man called you. He called you Jesus. He said, Hey Zeus.
Wow, what an underrated movie and underrated line right there.
That was a good movie, man.
All right, Jamie texted us. He wants the Diamondbacks on the money line.
Have you checked that?
Yeah, it's minus 126. It's legit.
Good job, Jamie.
Good job, Jamie.
Good job getting your pick in because you were.
Did we mess up by doing this too late?
Yes.
Yeah. We should have let off with it.
Let off 2:15. We should have been done.
Boom.
He'd have had some random golfer in some random golf tournament for plus 800,000.
Yeah.
That's your bad.
Probably ready to miss the cut.
I already did.
Yeah, I probably
next
already
30
did.
minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Give me those L.A. stupid Dodgers minus 125 on the money line tonight at Citi Field.
You love those guys, man.
Give me the lame
Deep in your heart.
Dodgers for minus 125.
As much as you talk crap about them, you'll pick them to win, man, which lets me know you care more about winning than, a lot of things.
How does it make you feel?
I mean, I get it, brother.
Yeah.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to win.
Yeah.
Give me Freddie Freeman.
Okay.
1.5 hits, runs, RBI.
Deal.
You get yours, I get mine.
Okay. Honestly, man, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Cool, brother.
Yeah.
No hate from me.
Good. I don't want any hate from you.
Nah, you had enough yesterday.
I was supposed to say hey yesterday. I don't need more hate, Got hate in your heart, let it out. All right, that'll do it for Beat the Streak and Bet the Board. Why don't we do the biggest question of the day next?
Fastlane's biggest question of the day. Presented by Banner Construction, the experts in James Hardy siding.
Time for the biggest question of the day. I was reading an article at The Athletic on Caleb Williams, Chicago Bears starting quarterback. And the overall, the thesis or whatever, the point of the article is that Caleb Williams, what he needs to do in order to take that proverbial next step. But, Carey, as I was reading the article, I started to think about a much bigger picture, because what they were discussing was that Ben Johnson and his staff, quarterback coach JT Barrett, what they've been instructing Caleb Williams to do is really the mundane, what we would actually consider a more boring style. Yeah. So it doesn't mean play timid. It doesn't necessarily mean play conservative. It's just don't search for the home run. Don't create difficult throws. Take easy completions. Let the offense work. In other words, don't play hero ball. Don't scramble everywhere.
Let the game come to you.
Yeah, don't take deep shots consistently. Patrick Mahomes was this way. So I was thinking about how, Mahomes, what has made him great? What has made him great, of course, is the Super Bowl wins. What made him popular was the left-handed throw, throwing sideways, the miraculous plays. It made him popular.
Right.
Didn't necessarily make him great. We look at Mahomes now, this is a completely different version. He'll take the 5-yard completion. He'll take the 6-yard completion. He'll take the check down. He'll take another first down, another first down, another first down. Sound like anybody? Tom Brady used to do the same thing. I'm just going to take the profits, is what he would say. Take the profits, take the profits, take the profits. We're in the end zone again. And it kills the defense. So that's what the Bears are trying to get Caleb Williams to do. And I was thinking about this. Since you were a professional athlete and also somebody who loves sports like we do, what actually makes players great? I don't mean popular. I mean great. Is it consistency and doing the mundane over and over and over and over again to the point where you look back and say, man,
that's boring.
That's boring AF.
But it works. I think being great is being consistent. Like you said, doing something. The one thing about an athlete is it is literally, it can drive you insane. And I've had, this is crazy, I've had younger players, like when I've coached younger players, and they do something and they do it well, and then they don't do it again. Because some of them don't want that pressure of having to do it over and over again. Some of them might not be able to recreate it or just be consistent in doing it over and over again. But that's what successful people do, whether it's mundane, whether it's difficult, repeating the success over and over and over again. And it's not always sexy. It's not always flashy. It's not always pretty. It might be, oh crap, I got to dump it down on 3rd and 5 at 4 yards and trust my running back to turn and pick up an extra yard. But that's the right throw. That's the right decision, as opposed to forcing it downfield or trying to make a hero play and doing something spectacular. I'll give you an example. The last play of, I think it was the NFC divisional game, and it was the Bears, I believe. No. It was the San Francisco Bears, San Francisco versus the Bears last game of the year last year. I just happened to be watching it. I'm watching the play. DeAndre Swift runs a swing route to the left, and he's wide open. They're on the goal line. They got to have it. They got to score. And Caleb Williams is holding on to the ball. He makes an extraordinary play, jumps out of a sack. He's scrambling around, throws it to the feet of the receiver of Loveland, and it drops, and San Francisco wins. The mundane, unsexy throw was to hit your back step, your fifth step, turn to your left, and look at DeAndre Swift, who has out-leveraged all of the coverage, and throw it to him and let him run in for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like, what you're talking about is those simple decisions it don't have to be the heroic last second, you're falling out of bounds and you throw it and it catches in the back of the end zone. Like, it doesn't have to be that.
Right.
It is the simple things that you can do that can also win you games. And I think great quarterbacks take what the defense gives them. They understand, down and distance and game and where you are on the field and time on the clock and all of those things. But you throw that pass to him, at worst, because he had him out leveraged, at worst, he can understand, oh, crap, I'm not going to score. Let me step out of bounds, and we still got 2 seconds left on the clock at the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
So,
for me, my opinion on this question plays off of what you two have said. I think what makes a player great is the perfect balance of athleticism, IQ, and the ability to elevate players around said player.
Well said. Yeah.
One player that comes to mind, hockey-wise, is Sidney Crosby. He has the athleticism, he has the hockey IQ, and he elevates players around him, and he's done it for so long. He is getting up there in age, yet his numbers do not drop off. He is the same player. He has evolved as a player over time. He's not the same Sidney Crosby that he was in the mid-2000s when he was drafted, that young player, but he has evolved as a player, and he continues to play at a high level because he has a great hockey IQ. And I think you could say the same thing for a lot of great players, whether it's football, baseball, basketball. We were talking about LeBron James. He cannot do the same things that he did when he first came into the league, but he is still effective because he has a high basketball IQ, and he still has that athleticism to him. So I think there has to be a great balance for you to be ultimately a great player in your sport.
I think it's a fantastic take, Marsh. I completely agree. And I love the example of Sidney Crosby. And to your point about having like the IQ, sometimes you need to have that almost, inhuman way about you and make a play. Unfortunately, I had to bring this up because it was against the Blues, although it was a game they won. Remember when Nathan McKinnon went coast to coast?
Yeah.
The game was going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it was almost like you watched him say, okay, fast lane this, I'm done with all this. And he went coast to coast and just it was one of the prettiest, fastest, most FU moments in sports.
Yep.
And it was Nathan McKinnon just being kind of a hockey god. There are a lot of plays within a game where he just has to take what the defense gives him, or just have that high IQ. But every once in a while, when you need to go to that level, do you have that? And McKinnon does, McDavid does, Sidney Crosby, has.
And I think to your point about doing the mundane things, there are, and we'll go back to football, there are certain players that have that athleticism, but they always don't make the smart play. You were talking about Caleb Williams in the way that he could have taken the profits, but decided to make a
hero play.
Yeah,
he's playing hero ball.
I think as you get older, though, as you mature as a player in whatever sport it is, you develop that IQ because of the situations that you have been in the past.
Sure.
Some players just have it right away, but others develop that throughout time, and that's what lengthens their career because they can evolve as a quarterback or as a wide receiver or as a shooting guard or as a defenseman or a pitcher or whatever it may be, whatever sport it is. I would assume that Caleb Williams, if he has a long career, will not be the same quarterback that he is right now.
I agree.
When he is 15 years into the league.
If he's really good, look, Mahomes, I brought up Mahomes earlier. Mahomes has transformed his game. Every once in a while, he still will make that unbelievable play. But he's taking the profits for now. One more point on this, CD, when you were breaking it down about Caleb Williams and look, Caleb Williams had an outstanding season. It's not like we're crushing the kid, but he is a kid, right? Like he'll learn how to make those plays. But when you were talking about DeAndre Swift coming out of the backfield and look, just he had leveraged the defense. That's the play. Just make that play. It's one of the reasons why, and I realize from a championship standpoint it hasn't happened, but it is one of the reasons why the air raid works. Because the air raid is all about the quarterback throwing to the open man.
Yeah.
They have like 4 or 5 plays, find the wide receivers get open.
Find a space.
Quarterback, yeah, exactly. Find a space, out-leverage the defense, quarterback, throw to the open guy.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It is like backyard football at its finest. And I do think, though, that concept of find the open guy, get the ball out as quickly as possible, stay on schedule, which means 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3, and not 2nd and 7. And we're going to be all right. We're going to win more games than we lose.
I went back and looked at it. It's a tough throw. Not a tough throw. Couple of things. Like the coaching. The coach in me would blame. I would have blamed DeAndre Swift because he wasn't running fast enough. And I would also blame, I think, the number one receiver who didn't get inside on his slant quick enough because
probably DJ Moore.
I don't know who it was. I couldn't tell. But either way, like the right play, and it was 4 seconds left. They're on like the 5-yard line, the 3-yard line, and they have no more timeouts. They got to score. So it would have been a play where he would have caught the ball probably at the 4 or 5-yard line and had to make one guy miss. But at the end of the day, the end result, that's probably a better option than what you ended up having.
Right.
When you tried to scramble around and find something later on.
I can't, Carey, you played at that level, right? I can't imagine being a quarterback in that situation where you're running to the line, you got no timeouts, and you absolutely, this is it, do or die moment in the NFL. You take that snap, and you still have to think through everything.
Right. It is and that's the thing that's always funny to me when people are like, "Oh, you're a dumb jock."
Oh, dude,
really? There's a lot of thinking and on your feet quickly, anticipation and things that you have to do in a split second, moment notice that if you're unable to do those things, you're not going to survive. You're not going to have a successful career. So there is a lot, especially for that quarterback.
What are you guys, as fans of sports, what are you more enamored with? The athleticism of an athlete or the IQ of an athlete? And 2 examples I'll bring up that we have talked about either on the show or in breaks. Greg Maddux, we know what he could do as a pitcher, but his brain while on the mound, and Barry Bonds, we know that he can hit home runs. We know what kind of player he was, but his brain in the dugout, a guy who could know what count or know what pitch is coming for a certain batter while he's not even in the batter's box. And we've talked about Greg Maddux before as well. As fans, what are you more enamored with?
I'm more enamored with the Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, whoever on the field in the moment. I am more enamored afterwards when somebody like Greg Maddux is breaking it down, and I'm like, holy crap. I could say same situation, like watching Barry Sanders, like, holy crap. And then afterwards, Greg Maddux, Barry Bonds, whoever, talking about what they were doing, why they're doing it, and it's the same response, but in a much different way.
For me, it's the IQ of an athlete. Like, don't get me wrong, it is outstanding to see some of the things. Like, oh my God, how's he running that fast?
Saquon Barkley jumped over the DB backwards.
But that's instinctual. That just something he didn't plan that out. That's just a guy that has great instincts and the ability to make somebody. God gave him that. The IQ part is a part that you have to nourish. Like, you gotta nourish the athleticism part, but that IQ part, you have to feed it, because if you don't, it goes away. And you have to study, and the amount of time and effort and energy to break down and be spot on. Troy Polamalu is probably the best person that I could say. Him and Peyton Manning, but I spent more time around Troy. Troy would be able to tell you what play was about to be called based on where the ball was, down in distance, where the receiver was aligned, like all of these intricate details. And then the athleticism then took over to be able to make the play that needed to be made.
So as an adult, I'll phrase it this way. As an adult, there's no player that I loved watching more than Troy Polamalu. My absolute favorite player as an adult. Like, when I was a kid, it was, Deion Sanders, Will Clark, those guys. But obviously Michael Jordan. But as an adult, Troy Polamalu is hands down my favorite dude. I love listening to your stories. When I had an opportunity to sit next to Ryan Clark, who was a safety mate with one of your former teammates too, and listen to Clark talking about Troy Polamalu, what made him special. Those are those are unbelievable. Like,
yeah,
your knowledge on him was great. All right. Is projecting college QB success the hardest evaluation in all of sports? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. The Cardinals open up a series tonight against the Cincinnati Reds. Dustin May on the mound tonight for the Cardinals, and he will face off against Rhett louder. First pitch from Busch Stadium is at 7:15. If you have missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you'll find all of our shows there, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Universal Windows Direct. You'll be saying, I love my windows.
So, CD, you posed a question to us. Is projecting college QB success the hardest evaluation in sports?
Yeah, man. I was looking at some names from, the 2020 last year, 2025, and projected 2026 draft picks, right? Mm-hmm. Guys that they thought would be drafted in this year's draft, and first round, can't miss names, guys that were going to be, the next core group of kids that were going to make their path into the NFL. And some of those names, Arch Manning, Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Aller. Those are the names they were spewing them last year. Man, these are can't-miss prospects for the 2026 draft. These guys are going to be first-round guys. They got the talent. They got the talent around them. They're going to be special. And then Anthony, the season happened. And
what happened, CD?
Drew Aller got hurt. Arch Manning was getting smoked, left and right, and not playing well. Cade Klubnik, Garrett Nussmeier, they both didn't perform got benched, didn't perform at the level that they needed to. And so you fast forward to a year later, and you ask, well, what happened to those guys that were projected first-round draft picks? Well, Arch Manning, he's still at Texas. Went back to school. Cade Klubnik was drafted in the 4th round by the Jets.
Ouch.
Maybe not. Tomato. Maybe.
Opportunity, good.
There you go.
Jets, not great.
Bad. Nussmeier was a 7th round pick to the Kansas City Chiefs, and Drew Aller was a 3rd round pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, you might ask, well, what the hell? Fernando Mendoza, well, he won the national Heisman Trophy. He wasn't talked about. He's a transfer from Cal to Indiana. No one expected or had those thoughts of him being in that place. Him and Ty Simpson were the only 2 first-round draft picks in this past year's draft. And so as I'm looking at the list of which quarterbacks are now projected to be potential first-round picks for the 2027 class, you got Arch Manning on there again. You got Dante Moore from Oregon, C.J. Carr from Notre Dame, Julian Sand from Ohio State, and you got a couple of other guys. But my question to you is this the hardest position to predict? Coming from college specifically to the next level, is it the hardest position of anything in sports to predict how well this player will play at the next level?
I think there are some difficult positions to evaluate, including starting pitching, and really anybody that comes from high school in Major League Baseball, and projecting what they'll be in 4, 5, 6 years. I think in the NHL, similar.
Yeah.
But for my money, no. I don't think there's a more difficult evaluation, and here's why, CD. Playing quarterback in college and having success doesn't require NFL quarterbacking. He's a quarterback in college. He could be a quarterback in the NFL.
Right.
But it's almost a completely different job description for some of them. For example, how many Alabama quarterbacks came out and didn't do anything? Why? Best offensive line in football.
Best receivers and running backs.
Best skill position players in football.
Yeah.
You had wide open wide receivers, tight ends, because of that O-line and because you have, again, the best skill position players. Better receivers, obviously. Simpler defensive schemes to have to break down. Huge throwing windows. How can you possibly take that and say, you're going to be a good NFL quarterback where you have to solve problems in full speed with grown men trying to get paid
and harm you?
And they're trying to harm you. Now, I'm not saying there's not some of that in college football.
It's not to the level.
But it's not to the level.
The difference is all those guys in college football aren't going to be in the NFL. In the NFL, all those guys are in the NFL. Like, there are some guys that are, some of those guys will never play again. They'll never play collegiate sports again. They'll never play their sport of football again after their final game at whatever university that they are at. But if you're in the NFL, and that doesn't mean you're going to be in the NFL for 5, 10, 15 years, but you are one of the few that was able to make it to that level and earned an opportunity to play on that field. So it is different. I think it's extremely difficult to really decipher the makeup, the mental makeup of a quarterback. Like, you can look at all of the attributes and the arm strength and how well does he move in the pocket, where are his eyes, does he diagnose defenses really well. But the thing that I would say about the thing that I loved about Fernando Mendoza, and I would tell this to anybody, people watch this film, his first 8 games, he was just a system quarterback, just doing what the offense needed him to do. Systematically down the field, taking I watched it to the tune of 63 points, Anthony. It made me throw up in my mouth that night in Indiana.
And how many routes do you think they ran? 2.
5. They ran a go, a couple slants, out routes.
I counted 75 slants.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's good. But then the last 8 games, you saw a different version of him where he was able to hit different receivers in different spots. And then in the college football, in the Big Ten championship and the college football playoffs, I think you saw another version of him that he got smoked in that Ohio State game. I thought he was dead. I'm like, he's not playing no more.
Yeah.
He's done. First play of the game, second play of the game, he's done.
His brother's coming in.
And he got back up and he
wanted
came.
to see his brother.
He didn't want to see his brother. Got up, came back in, finished the game, won the game. Same thing with the Miami game. They were attacking him. And so that showed me, he's got more grit than I thought he had. To me, that's a key component to being able to be successful at that position. And just being able to throw the ball well to really good receivers and have a really good running back and really good offensive line, that doesn't necessarily make you a really good quarterback at the next level.
Yeah, Marsh, the Mendoza play where he dove into the end zone against Miami, that I'm like, this kid's tough. Yeah. This is real tough. And he's going to
John Elway feels.
Yeah, well, no, I hate John Elway, but but yes, against the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl, yes. But Mendoza's he's gonna tick off a lot of people too. Like, I could see him.
He's very quirky.
Yeah, but I could see him getting sacked and like popping up and be like,
"Great job, man!
Sir, that was really good. That was a really good hit. That was fantastic. Thank you very much for." Like, I can see him just ticking everybody off.
I just feel like college football doesn't really prepare quarterbacks for the next level. I mean, I watched those John Gruden videos, and he's like, "Give me your snap count," and it's
clapping.
It's like, really, man? Like, what are we doing? You look at the other positions, like wide receiver. You run a route and you catch the football. You know, if you're an offensive lineman, defensive lineman, you know what your job is.
Yeah.
For quarterbacks, they're looking over at the sideline, looking at giant pieces of cardboard.
Yeah, with 4 pictures on them.
With 4 pictures on them.
Right.
With guys that got a purple shirt, a blue shirt, and a pink shirt on.
I mean, that's the complete opposite thing of what the NFL's doing.
100%. So here's the tough part, right?
and we go back to our last conversation. At least now, the quarterbacks that transition well, those are the guys that are thinking the game
at another level. And it shows. So the only thing I would say about that, Martian, you're not wrong at all. I feel like college football teams feel like Brett Favre when Aaron Rodgers came in, and Brett Favre said, "It's not my job to get Aaron Rodgers ready to play football."
It really isn't, though. They're thinking about their own job.
They got a job to win at the collegiate level.
And if that works at that level because it can,
right,
then that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. Yeah, so. If I'm a college football coach, I don't give a damn about the Denver Broncos and whether or not my quarterback is going to play for them and any of that stuff. So, and I apologize to any Denver Broncos fans out there.
No, you don't.
I actually don't. All right, moving on, wrapping up next on 101 ESPN. missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or via the 101 ESPN mobile app powered by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. All the podcasts brought to you by Schaefer Door Company. Time to find out what criticisms and compliments we have from Andrew Marsh.
Criticisms and compliments. Presented by Bet365. With Bet365 early payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything.
All right, we have Curb Stomp. Today's show as a whole, Jamie.
Yeah, good call, Curb.
Has been an end-of-the-week banger. What I learned today is that Marshy made a questionable decision on a hit-and-run today that cost our St. Louis Snake Pit the ball game. Go get them next time. Hashtag shout out to the Snake Pits.
What happened with that, Marsh?
All right, so I've been playing MLB The Show, and I just purchased it, and I think I've told you this before, where I'll play games. My team is the St. Louis Snake Pit, and I will like clip the games and like share it and whatnot. But yesterday I was like, hey, in our Discord, if you have any questions, send them my way. I'll try and answer them while I play this game. Curb Stomp asked me a question, so he's watching the game, and it was a 2-1 game at the time. And I put a hit and run on, hit a line drive to right field. 2 outs just like that. My Jordan Walker card player comes up, ropes a double. That would have tied the game. Ended up losing 2-1.
You got to fire Marshy, man.
Yeah.
Got to fire him. Fire the manager.
Yep.
Bad decision.
Bad decisions.
It was a bad decision.
Yeah, man.
I was like, let's throw the hit and run on here.
Jeez.
Try and get some action. And then
so you go
drive.
I'm curious. So you go into the Discord. You go in the Discord, and you say, hey, any questions? Are people asking you, like, questions about the fast lane?
No, they were like Cardinals questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering, like...
they could ask
which
anything.
member of the fast lane
No, it wasn't anything like that.
Is the biggest idiot?
No, it wasn't anything like that. It was like...
and Marshy just says yes.
Yes.
It was like trade deadline,
Gotcha. Got it.
Stuff, so... All right. It's fun, though. I have a good time doing that.
Nice.
So...
That's pretty funny.
All right. From your 404 Cleveland to Pittsburgh guy from yesterday. Great show. And then Anthony had to fast lane it with his comment about Denver. Go Broncos. Go Denver. And Elway beats anything Atlanta ever put out on the field.
Yeah, that's very true. There's no doubt about that.
They actually did.
Yeah, 98.
Yeah.
Eugene Robinson had a lot to do with that, although I don't know if the Falcons win, even if...
He played well.
He did not. He got burned by
Rod. He had
Rod.
a good night.
He got burned by Rod Smith. Well, that may have been the case, at least for...
couple hours.
I didn't even know a couple hours, man.
He got arrested, didn't he?
He got arrested for...
on a Saturday night?
Yes.
What judge let his ass out of jail on the weekend?
He was in jail. They bailed him out.
Yeah, normally if you get arrested on a Saturday, you got to wait till Monday, brother.
It's Eugene Robinson.
It don't matter.
It's Eugene Robinson, Walter Payton Man of the Year.
in jail for soliciting.
What he did not know was an undercover cop. Boy, can you imagine? How many do you know who I am are you throwing out at that point?
Oh, my God. I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes, you are, sir.
Right. All right, go ahead, Marsh.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 Stars of the Day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
Oh, I'm getting a lot of crap from the Snake Pit right now about my hit and run.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Lisa apparently wants me fired, according to the Snake Pit.
Yep.
Anyways, real quick here, 3rd star of the day goes out to Katniss Everdeen.
Yeah.
2nd star of the day goes out to going play action in a grocery store.
Yeah,
Love
that.
to do it.
Love that.
And our 1st star of the day goes out to long sleeves.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, People was. Jeez. Friday.
Yeah.
People were in the Snake Pit saying, man, it must be cold in that studio. It is absolutely frigid
You have no clue.
in here. Frigid.
Had to break out the sweater in the summer, man.
This AC unit has never worked since, and I've been here since 2012. This is the absolute worst. I had to go to the prize closet to get a sweatshirt. Unbelievable. Have a great weekend. See ya.